his mini is metal, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can paint him. So I got a lot to learn. So he's our silver man right there. So your minis will be changing, progressing.
Well, that's cool.
And I have my Christmas decoration there with the D20 in it. So
I love it.
okay. So as Timot mentioned, there was a mountain. You named the mountain correctly, and then from that point on, maybe lost in translation as far as what you're there for.
I know what I'm here for.
I bet you do. Okay. So you guys, let's see. I was going to do a summation when Andy was here because he's part of this party and he's with you. He's just been really quiet, this whole time.
Yeah.
He should be here soonish.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
All right.
Andy, you made us
You
very
guys remember where we last left off? We were looking at the. Let's see. I'll put you here. It's weird. The two computers. I can see both sides of you at the same. Well, not both sides, but I can see both sides of the table, which is nice. It's like I'm really there, but I'm very small. Again,
Yes. Yeah.
Camera So, you guys are at the Stone Tooth Mountain, and you know that there's some sort of sound portal that you're going to investigate that's somewhere in this mountain. And you got a cool map that led you all the way there, and you are basically hanging out. You're at B. You're at a natural formation, a chimney, where smoke is rising out of this kind of natural stone chimney, and when you're hanging out there, you were deciding whether you wanted to put watch or hide or I think this was at nighttime. Is that right? You guys, yeah. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that you initially were trying to set up camp, and then you decided after killing some orcs, we should just move somewhere else, and so you wound up going to where this chimney is.
Well, there was a giant pillar of fire that called attention to an army, and so it was the middle of the night.
Guys, I think that we should go kill this army of orcs.
So basically, in the middle of the night, Eviana figured out, she heard something, and then she woke us all up. And so it's probably like 1 in the morning or something.
I bet these army of orcs are bad news and all deserve to die. And that it's our duty as adventurers to go kill them.
Okay, we should lay an ambush, a very quiet ambush.
And not just walk into their camp like
Far away. That's what a good barbarian would do, to take as many murder as many people as possible. That's what he would do.
Right.
That's what he would do.
That's what they would do.
Yes. Very good.
But we know better.
At this time, can I just power up into a bear? Just even though there's not warfare right now, can I just I'm just.
Okay, so you want to take on a new animal form?
Yeah.
What was all those other animals you learned last time though?
I was a diver.
And so we had a long rest, so I've got a couple rages left. But I'm gonna wait until I see someone to go into a rage.
Well,
Good call.
did you use any sense in that last battle?
Yeah, he used one.
Yeah, okay.
2, I think that's good. Alright, we're gonna go, I'm gonna go slinking, well, we all have to. So,
Oh yeah.
I should probably convince you guys. Hey guys, we should all go slinking through the night to go sneak up on these orcs and kill them.
No.
What do you think we should do, Jack?
I think we should figure out more about this volcanic formation and not kill
Volcanic formation. Let's, you know what, maybe on the way we'll figure that out.
Orcs so bad, I saw Lord of the Rings, I get fried my eyes out when that came out in theaters back in like 2001.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, who's here? Was it a
Okay.
play you attended?
What?
Was it a
Anyway,
play you
Sure.
attended?
we should go and scope it out first. I'm gonna send my bird to go do some recon.
Yeah, but Timid also kind of hates orcs, or at least the guy playing Timid also hates orcs. So.
You and Timid are in agreement on your orc case.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not fond of orcs. I just
I
don't
don't want to
want
walk into certain death.
to. Yeah, because remember, Adam can make us walk into certain death.
Right. I understand, but there are orcs that need to die.
How
So.
about we scope it out and find out how many there are before we rush in and kill them all?
Yeah.
Why?
If there are less than 10, we can go kill them.
And I go, I
Why?
see what's going on. I go, hey Timmy, let's sharpen our swords, get ready, and these two will take a potty break. All right.
You're right. That's a good idea. Let's
You're a
sharpen
bear
our
right now
swords.
and you can't talk.
And it comes out like this. But my hand gestures are really good.
You're right, Aviana. We should go sharpen our swords while they go take a piss in the woods.
Let's go. You're like dressed in black. I'm dressed in black. And we're the only two that would possibly be able to sneak.
And we have dark
I
vision,
can
right?
sneak.
Yeah. No, I'm a human.
Oh, no.
But
Okay.
I also don't have eyes.
Yeah.
So I have, actually, I guess I do have dark vision. But I have
It's all
sightless
dark.
vision. Like it could be zero light and I'd still see. But not very far.
I don't understand your eyesight
I have,
at all.
my eyesight is called blind sight. So within 30 meters, you could be behind me and I see you as clearly as if you're in front of me.
Okay.
Interesting.
Daredevil. It's
So-
Daredevil from TV.
Yeah, Daredevil. Think
I've
Daredevil.
never watched it.
Okay.
But if you're out like at a mile and you decide to snipe this guy, he's pretty much dead.
Yeah, but like you could attack me from front and back, and I'd be like that's the kind of the notion. Like I could throw something behind my back.
That's pretty cool. How'd you get that one?
Talking with the DM. Island. I learned it on an island. It's a bardy thing. I'm in tune with the mystical music of the world. Okay. Let's. I'm gonna stealth Adam, and I'm gonna send out my bird to figure out where the orcs are, and hope there's too many of them.
Okay, and I'll go with you. Hopefully we don't have to go too far. So
And I'm going to just kind of follow them because I don't trust them. And
You're sharpening your axe or whatever.
my axe is always sharp.
And remember, we can't really leave each other, so you guys trail behind. 23.
Yeah.
I got 15.
All right. So as you wait and watch to figure out and scope out what these orcs are all about, let's see. You determine that there are two foraging parties that are nearby from some local orc tribe. And as the orcs return, after you spot their parties, the first party of 4 orcs return. So let's see, it's nighttime. So what you see is a group of 4, and then another group of 4 orcs returning from looks like different directions near the mountain. So you know at least that there are 8, and they're coming to reconnoiter with some other group in the mountain.
Okay.
What?
How many orcs are there?
There were 2 groups of 4 that have just returned from destinations unknown.
We don't know how many there are.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start surrounding this orc camp with different traps. So I'm going to
You
start.
can do that. Yeah, you're a barbarian.
Yeah.
So I'm
going to
right now.
I'm actually going to skulk around in the shadows outside the light, the fire, or that I'm assuming that they're around. And I'm going to start hanging ropes with counterweights in order to catch them unawares, so that way when they pull it, it's going to drop and yank them up. I'm going to start digging pits, as many as I can, and start putting spikes in the bottom, so that way if they run in, they're going to fall into a pit with spikes. I'm going to fell or nearly fell a tree, so that way when a
Aren't they
group,
good at that?
what?
Aren't they gonna hear that?
No, I'm gonna do it very sneakily.
Hold on. Okay, so I like where this is going, but I got an idea. How about if you focus all of your traps into like an area, and I'm going to scare them into it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just want them into the circle area, is what I was thinking. So that way they all come into the light,
Yeah.
and that's their area that they defend. But then around that are traps.
Ah.
Okay, if you focus. Okay, so what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to bane them. So then I'm guessing they have low charisma.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fell the tree so it goes into the middle of the camp at some point in time. Whenever I decide that I can pull a lever and let it go.
A lever.
A lever, rope, same thing.
Eviana, as you sit here listening to this plan formulate, you start hearing these conversations about a tree being chopped down to kill things.
Yeah.
And you shift in your bear form.
It's not being chopped down, it's being felled.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, when I hear the word felt, I'm thinking felt. Like he's gonna go like feel it. And I'm kind of just like I don't know if I really know what's going on quite yet. You know, these words they're using. So I'm kind of like nodding, like, yeah, feel the tree.
Exactly, feel the tree so that way it hits some orcs and
Yeah.
doesn't like them.
Eviana, I want you to roll a wisdom check.
Alright.
You actually have really had it.
Oh,
Shit.
25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not a natural 20. She's just really wise, even though she doesn't act like it.
I think we should roll an intelligence check.
No, that's not intelligence. That's wisdom.
All of a sudden, this starking, like dawning thunderclap realization that they're planning on tearing down this beautiful fir tree to kill other things, like killing a thing to kill more things. And your like bare eyes go really big, like saucers, and all of a sudden they just turn to these hard little stones as you think about visualizing this.
Be careful, she's a bear. She might kill you.
I'm gonna kill
Yeah. And okay. Well, I gotta
I think
communicate.
she has more help than you.
you. She probably
I
does.
gotta communicate these feelings. So in my best, bear vocalizations, I'm gonna be like, guys, you think we could do that with maybe ferns or something that's already dead, or
Friends.
another orc? Maybe we take another orc and just kind of like beat the other orcs with it.
Alright, don't worry, Bear. We're going to do our best to do it with a dead tree.
Okay.
Wait.
Wow.
I want you to
Okay.
roll
So how far away are the orcs right now?
Roll a what?
deception.
Deception. 19.
19. You are thoroughly convinced.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's go with this, guys. I'm down.
Alright, so how far away are the orcs right now?
Alright, so you guys are road. You're about 120 yards away.
Alright, let's go sneak up on him and start setting these traps.
So I am going to start using thaumaturgy. I'll never be able to say that word. Thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy?
The Maljaturgy.
Yeah.
The Mamaturgy.
And I'm going to...
Cast it so you can say it.
Yeah, dang it. Thaumaturgy. Done. And I'm going to start creating like this kind of like horrible, incredibly deep rumble. Kind of like the biggest bear that these orcs would have ever seen. Something that I think would scare orcs. You know what I mean? Something deep enough and loud enough, mixed with a little bit of thunder and lightning. Just vaguely terrifying.
Okay. You
Is that
going
on
to
us or
vaguely
somewhere else?
Sorry, what?
Is that on us or somewhere else?
That's it. As we move forward, I'm just making like a lot of really creepy, deep, loud sounds to try to push them away. Because have you finished your traps?
Yeah.
No.
We haven't even started yet.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Never mind. I thought time had gone by.
No, we've been talking about what we're doing. We haven't actually done it.
Okay. I guess I just jumped ahead.
So Jack, you're going to release all that sound
Detergent.
when all of these things have happened that you talk about. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Never mind.
But
Here,
you
I'll
guys
explain
could
what
probably
I do
use
once
that
you're
to
done.
increase the crackling of the fire and make them more attracted to the fire instead of around
Like
what's going around them.
Because they're moms.
They're moms. Okay, I'll use actually, what I'm going to do is, what's my range for prestidigitation?
That's a good question. Hold on.
Hey, what's up?
No, long time no see.
Yeah, how's it going?
Alright, here's the situation. We about to go fuck up some orcs.
Alright, dude.
And we're on Stone Tooth,
Hey, I actually read
Broken Stone Tooth Mountain.
I actually read
Bill
my
Tooth?
thing, so.
Oh, you did? Alright, good.
Stone Tooth Mountain. Your teeth are made of stone.
Alright. Let's pop those in the fridge.
Are they cold? That's not what happened.
Guzzle.
We were talking about.
Cooking and then put one in the sink. Here, guzzle this. And I'll tell you this
Yeah, that's what happened.
I've had water cushions. I worked out earlier, so that was,
Nice. At the gym?
No,
She was quite the,
Oh, you just
quite the gym.
She
She had a couple teams, dude. She had a couple. Not many. I'm not roll one of these in today.
Oh.
It was good, but she didn't have too many teams. You're right about that.
Okay, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Your range is 30 feet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Alright, so.
All right. So, to get Balo back into the swing of things, you guys have left the town, and we kind of did in media res. We moved through some kind of traveling. You guys stepped through a door, and then you stepped through another door, and you were in a very different city. And Shen asked you as a group to go investigate a sound portal that was discovered at the, let's see, Stone Tooth Mountain. And he asked specifically you if you would do this for him, because your wife, her people are from this mountain. That's not to say that they're still there.
Okay.
But where she came from, you met, I think, as slaves, if I remember your backstory.
Yep. Yeah.
So you met each other, both dwarves.
Slave boy. She's slave boy.
Yeah. So her family, the people that she came from, were from the Stone Tooth Mountain. You've never been there before, but you've heard about it. You've heard all of these stories that she has about it. So when Shen asked you to go explore this portal, that's kind of your personal tie to this mountain. You know of it.
Okay. Got it. Sweet.
So you are about 100, 200 yards from the entrance, the grand kind of dwarven gate in the side of the mountain, and you last night came across some orcs. Some orcs came across your camp, and you managed to kill 4 orcs. Yes, the last time we went through
I killed 4 orcs.
You killed one.
We did.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah, I killed most of them.
Okay. Dude, you're becoming bad.
You were there in the front, tearing it up.
Okay. Wow. Cool.
That's right, guys. The bard killed most of them. The bard.
Bard.
Technically, yes. Yeah. Technically.
So
20.
something must have been going horribly wrong.
I just rolled 20.
Alright, good for you.
Good job.
We're proud of you.
So now that Balo's here, as far as your plans on like setting traps for orcs, like Balo, you find out that this homeland for dwarves is no longer
She's a dwarf.
Hold on, you're
I
not
thought she was
listening.
a-
We need to start listening to Adam because he's the only one that matters.
That's right.
I'm the only one who knows what's going on right now. Because I'm
So
telling
true.
you.
We were going into a door. I was listening.
So what's happening is that your wife came from this mountain, and you got into near the entrance to this massive dwarven doors, and she described this her home to you, but you've come across multiple parties of orcs, small scavenging parties, and so you get the sense that something's gone horribly wrong here in the last 80, 90 years since either of you have been in this region of the world.
Let's actually around this campment. Let's start building a trench, like a deep trench, and put spikes at the bottom of it, so that way, and like barbed spikes, so that way they can't get out.
How
if they
long
fall
would
in.
it take to build a trench that long around?
Oh, we're not trenching that deep. We're just trenching like a couple feet down.
Still,
Just a couple feet.
I
Yeah,
was say, wouldn't that take a
We've
long
got-
time?
Yeah,
We've
I
got
was
a
wondering all
barbarian
your
and-
traps that you want to make and the ditches that you want to make.
So,
It's not.
Well,
immediate.
one ditch, couple traps,
did you say we have side of the door, Adam?
and
Yes.
shallow ditch.
What?
But all I really want,
Not quite in eyesight. You're like 200 yards off from the door, but
Okay.
you run into these small groups of four
That's what I
moving
thought.
through the
I've got
mountains.
an idea.
so
I'm
what we're gonna
use-
do is we're gonna build this trench out here, and we're gonna put.
I guess. I'm gonna use my stone cunning to see if there's another door closer.
While you do that,
Before
I'm gonna
we start
go
digging trenches.
Are we
take
at
my
it
trench
somewhere?
around
Okay,
this encampment and put my spikes in there, and then we're gonna bathe the bottom of it with larder, and I'm gonna sit there ready with like a flint to light the trench on fire, so that way when.
You realize I could
All right, well, you do that. I'm gonna like draw them all in, so that way when they all fall into the trench, they're all gonna get
They're
lit on
just gonna
just, you're
fire.
like Flint, and I can just like point my finger.
Exactly.
I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I think I'm just gonna run in because I can't handle this anymore.
It's 200 feet away. I'm looking where we got this entrance. I think I've got a
200
good
feet's just
feeling.
like this is like that's less than a football field.
Timid really wants to kill these orcs.
Yeah.
We'll kill.
So.
While
I'm
you
gonna start
that-
digging.
Okay. All right.
Dig.
So Timid, I need you to roll
really
2
know.
strength checks as everyone else starts
18.
planning, because you've already started.
18 plus 25 for both.
All right. So you pull out your shovel and you start digging, and you make a good like 1.5 by 1.5 deep trench, and you're starting working on that. So that's about 15 minutes have passed by. The rest of you, while Timid is digging, he's also pulled out a flint, even though he knows he has some fire source, just in case, backup. The rest of you are listening to Balo as Balo relates that he thinks that there'll probably be multiple entrances to this dwarven stronghold. And what you guys all determined, like, there was that weird kind of smoke rising from the natural stone. So there was some sort of chimney there. But Balo is convinced that on the opposite side of the mountain, so if you guys spent like maybe 15-20 minutes kind of moving around the edge, that there should be an escape tunnel on the opposite side of the mountain, because that's typically how dwarves set up their setup.
Okay. Can I shoot my bird over to investigate that little chimney thing? Kind of see if maybe it can get in there? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll perception for your bird.
Okay. Perception. I actually think my bird has a separate perception, I think.
That's weird. Okay, well, I mean, it is your vision.
That's weird.
Yeah, I guess it is. Can I just guess what it is? I think it's like basically what I have.
Sure.
Alright, let's just say it's 13, or overall 13. I rolled 13.
Okay, so with a 13, this is, the opening is wide enough to fit even the largest of your party members. The smoke that's coming out isn't like a raging fire, it's relatively diffuse. So it's like the bird can kind of like get a sense for the whole. It doesn't have a good idea of how far of a drop it is, But it's definitely an entry point if you wanted to push it. You wanted to like explore this thing. You guys could theoretically use this to move in.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot him in. I'm gonna let him go into the hole and just kind of report back. Like, I can't really psychically connect to him until he gets back to me.
Right.
So, like, I'm just gonna let him go in, and I basically, here's the bird. I say, hey, go check out that chimney. Go ahead and go inside if you want to. And then when he comes back, he'll kind of link back up. I'll download what he's sync up with what he's seen, and then we'll roll from there.
And so in the meantime, you'll be blind.
No, I have blindsight.
With forks all around.
I thought the blind sight involved the bird.
No, blindsight.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm so confused on how it works.
The idea here is that Jack typically has this kind of 30-foot like circle around where he has a really good idea of what's going on right there, as far as kind of like Daredevil-esque, can hear things, can track things and movements in very close proximity. So he's not like broken as a character in combat.
Okay.
Anything outside of 30 feet, so 30 feet is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, it's 6 squares, 6 tiles on the map. Anything outside of that 6 squares, he can't see without the bird being there or summoned in around. So the moment the bird gets hit or the moment the bird leaves, he's basically like myopic.
Yeah. But I can also, you can't really, it's really hard to sneak up on me. Basically.
Right.
Like,
so, like it helps him in a very narrow region, but like you mentioned, Tim, if anything is coming at a distance and he's unawares, he has a disadvantage on that. So there's a benefit disadvantage kind of trade-off there.
yeah, and it's just cool. Okay.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
Makes way more sense. All right.
Okay.
Now I'm going to start, after I dug my trench, I'm going to start putting spikes in there for people to get stuck on.
Find spikes, so I need you to roll a perception for finding dead fallen branches and pulling out your knife and starting to whittle them. 19. You find 5 sizable, like spearish sized, relatively straight pieces of wood, and you bring out your knife and you start sharpening those like you're Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator. You're just like preparing
You have
for
5 of them.
the
Okay.
possibility.
Cool.
That's good.
You probably also do the mud camouflage too.
Yeah, you should probably rub your face in mud.
I'm going to rub my face in mud. Because that just sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so let's see. We have
Meanwhile, so I've got a 30-foot range. I'm gonna bring Eviana with me so I have some eyes. How big is the circle around which there's orcs sitting around a campfire? I'm assuming, right?
so you don't actually see any camp of orcs. The 2 foraging parties went up the road towards where you assume the main entrance is to this dwarven fortress.
Towards.
I thought they were sitting at a camp. Then.
Yeah, we all thought the dwarves were sitting, or the
Kind of like
You guys were sitting in a camp. You got ambushed. You moved to the chimney, and then you waited and saw 2 other groups of orcs go up the mountain a little bit further past you, about 200 yards.
Okay.
So that's very different than what we've been preparing for.
Yeah, I thought they had returned from the mountain. Were in their camp.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really our fault for not figuring out what we're doing.
Any chance you can do one of those big cone of light things again?
I mean, I can try.
Do you want me to try to get the orcs to come to us so we can murder them all?
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what
Let's
we're
start
do.
like putting gunpowder in tents and stuff.
Okay, that's what we'll do. So
And we'll just like drape the tops of them, and then as soon as they come in, we'll tie a rope around it, so that way.
I want
they
you
just
to
get-
create this. You're gonna create like this, and this will be like, we'll make this like 100 feet. Okay, so this is like, this is just like, this is just forest, right? But then you have a trench here, okay? And then a bunch of effing traps and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, and then
that's what I'm doing right
And then
now.
you're up in a tree, covered in mud, just ready to mess somebody up. And then what we'll do is right here, we'll create some sort of,
Scarecrow.
something
Distract
like,
them.
I was I was going to create like a big fire, and I can use prestidigitation or thaumaturgy to like make something alluring, because we know where they're going, and we can draw them in.
And you can like make fire in like the form of people, too, right?
Yeah, I can do weird stuff.
And I can do an ensnaring strike and keep them frozen.
Alright.
Yeah, so
But let's burn them first.
okay.
Trap them, burn them,
And you learn, you
timid
actually
them,
know what
and
you can do
then
now with the character.
we'll
Yeah,
ensnare and
well,
strike
level
them if
4.
like.
Did we get to level 4?
The ensnaring strike slows them down.
Okay, we're very close.
Because
But
I
we'll
think
keep that in like
Okay.
our back pocket.
So,
I did know.
so Adam, this is kind of what we're making, just so you understand.
Can you move it in front of where Stormy is? Because for whatever reason, the camera is a little bit crisper on that side. So,
Okay, so this is chimney. This is 100 feet. We'll say we're 100 feet from the chimney. And then this will, so this is Jack. And then this is going to be, I'm going to say, this is timid in a tree.
I'm gonna concentrate my traps closer to wherever the distraction is. So this is what we're planning right here for one.
She's a marker.
all right. So go through that with me. What? I see the lines. I see the dot. Okay.
Here's their camp, I guess, is here.
Yeah.
And then so we're making, or that's the ditch. I don't know what this is. Timot's waiting in this tree. Jack is back here.
Yeah, and there's traps in the ditches.
Okay. So,
I'm not entirely sure.
are all of you going to help with this trap making endeavor?
I mean, I can help out, I guess, if you tell me what to do.
Yeah, just barb them.
You also
Barb the
roll
traps.
1 wisdom and 1 survival. So, like, these aren't like saving throws. These are just like skill rolls.
And I'm assuming we're helping him.
Wisdom.
Yeah, that's what
we're all helping you.
Okay, we all roll. Alright, what are we rolling for?
Wisdom and
Wisdom.
survival.
So, like, you're using your
20.
smart to like make useful deadly traps, and then you're using your survival skill. This is your second roll.
Okay, let me see. I need this.
20 for wisdom and survival of 19.
16 and 14.
Okay.
22 and 7.
Okay. I'm gonna pause that right there. Aviona, are you still in bear form as you do this?
Yeah.
That actually is going to
Okay,
help.
roll with disadvantage, do it again, but I think it's really funny to think about a bear helping make traps, but yeah, go for it.
Well, we could have her like push stuff over. I feel like a druid would be okay pushing over small trees.
Yeah.
Like she'd make stuff out of wood.
Same thing, 22 and 7.
Okay,
And I got 18 wisdom and 20 in survival.
okay.
For some reason, Jack is in survival mode.
I got a 10 and 11.
10, 11, okay. So all of you start shipping into this massive production of deadly natural traps. You've all collectively kind of came together, except for Bela, who kind of feels like we should just be going in the back door of the Dwarven fortress that he's a dwarf and he could lead you to. So he's a little bit slow on the helping as much, but the big bear of a druid is knocking over some dead or diseased trees to be used to traps. And you guys select or you successfully make a variety of traps. I'm gonna go ahead and draw some on the board here. So there was a ditch. Was that involved too?
Yeah.
Okay. I want your let's see, Balo and Timmy. Go ahead and roll strength checks for me. You're digging some ditches.
Well, we're gonna roll 14 plus 7 is gonna be a 21.
Okay.
Where's string? I have 19 and where's the top? Oh, I have 21. 22.
21.
Sorry,
Alright.
can't add.
You guys do not skip on your ditch digging. You dig it deep and you dig it well. There is now a sizable ditch. You've made, as a whole, you've made 3 effective, deadly traps. So where in your map do you want to place those?
Here, I'll make, do I get to choose?
Just put them close to wherever the
Okay.
bait is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and I'm going to shoot a big ass bow, like a burning arrow at them, and like
Do we even
do
have eyes
something
on
really
them?
ostentatious and trying them to follow me, and then just run back really fast and jump the ditches and come back on you guys.
Do we have eyes on orcs?
Do you have eyes on the orcs? You have not seen any orcs during the day. So as you guys set this all up, knocking things over, anything that's near where you think the orcs are located, you use the bear. You send the bear to go like do things
While I'm
with
going
the
in.
dirt. It drags random pieces of logs around.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't hear Adam.
Oh, I'm sorry, Adam.
We're just really getting into it.
You're
Like, there
good.
aren't even any orcs here. We're setting this stuff up.
I just really want to kill some orcs.
He doesn't want to kill orcs.
Adam is so,
so-
like, let's do this fast. I feel like Adam has a lot of really cool stuff.
Alright.
Yeah.
Fucking around,
Right,
there's
so
not
we've
even
got our
orcs.
trap set, we've got all the pieces moving. Timot's going to go ahead and sneak up towards the entrance of this cave and look for orcs to antagonize.
Wait, what?
What are you talking
The
about?
entrance of Stone Tooth Mountains have got to be a cave, right?
No, that's not where they are.
Where are we?
It's
Yeah,
like
they
a
are.
big path.
It's like an archway
Yeah.
door, right?
They're, hold on, Adam. They're in the cave, right? Or like a
Okay.
Mountain.
some sort of entrance
Orcs
to the
are
mountain.
likely in the mountains all day long. You've not seen any orcs, but you know that there's at least 8 who have gone up the road, up higher into the mountain, and you haven't seen any orcs since those 8 have left, and those were scavenging parties.
Alright. Well, good.
The word cave's never even been said.
We've done all this and we're
That's
not
okay.
gonna even-
Alright, we're going to go up to the cave and try and sneak up as close as we can to the cave and see if someone's up there.
Okay, so you want to sneak.
As close to the entrance of this mountain cave path thing that's there.
Oh, I thought it was just a path that led up the mountain.
What's in?
Yeah,
It's going into
dug
a mountain
it.
somewhere.
It's dug into it.
but how far away
That's where
is
the
it?
chimney
I don't know. That's why I'm going to go scout it while you guys are setting a trap ready to go.
Okay, so
Okay.
does anyone else want to go up the mountain, and where do you want to set up these deadly traps?
Well, we set them right here. I'm trying to try and get these orcs to follow me.
Okay.
I do
It's
not
nighttime, right? They like run around nighttime.
Can I use my catnip right now?
Okay, so you want to go up the
Ready to
mountain.
light your fire. It's the lards in the ditch.
I don't know what you're asking.
There's lard in the ditch?
Yeah, there's lard in the ditch.
All right, so Timmy, I want you to roll. Let's see, perception. You're good at that.
Yeah, we're gonna roll a 16 on perception, and we're gonna roll a 19 on what's the other one? Well, 19 plus whatever.
Here, this, we have a map.
Yeah,
So right now we're like right by that,
yeah,
and then they just went up this path.
exactly.
Okay.
So I'm trying to follow them up the path and trying to get as many of
entice
them
them in.
as I can to follow me back down the path.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it live.
Okay.
Adam, if you're looking at the map, we're talking about points A and points B.
Okay, A and B. All right, so yes, that's exactly right. So what Timot's on is the edge of the path that leads up to what you haven't seen yet, which is like these big doors
Okay.
that Balo tells you are there, which is where the dwarf's main doors
The
are.
cave!
Uh, as Timot, as you get away from the party, I need you to roll a strength check.
25.
Right. You're seized with this racking pain, and you just kind of like grit your teeth and keep like stubbornly moving up this path. So you take a couple more steps. Go ahead and roll another strength check.
23.
Okay. You take a couple more steps, and like it gets more and more painful as you go up. And then one more strength check.
25.
Damn, dude.
You decide to take a single further step, and your body just resists you. It's like, nope, not gonna do it. And you take that step anyways, and you immediately seize all your muscles, and you just collapse on the path, like you are stuck.
Can I yell?
No, all your throat, everything is tight, and like you cannot move.
Party.
I say we leave him there. Okay.
What?
It's gonna be easier if we just leave him there.
But then he's gonna get killed by orcs, but
That's
he can't
fine.
move.
Velo, you'll come back as a pirate or something.
But doesn't this like hurt us?
I don't
too,
know
that
how.
he's
I don't know
left?
how Velo didn't know that he was gonna get hurt by separating from the party.
I forgot.
Or Timmy.
Timmy,
Did
yeah.
you really forget?
Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot.
I have been watching Timmy, and I run.
Wouldn't
to join.
remember, right? And like his strength rolls are so high, he's just like, no, this
Just
is weird and it
struggling
hurts.
through it,
I don't care. It just keeps going.
Does it cause any sort of pain to us because he has gone away?
You feel like roll an Arcana check.
Nice.
13.
Okay. You feel like there's kind of a weird hollowness, but other than that, it doesn't cause you guys any pain.
So we have no
I'm used to
idea that you're
hollowness.
collapsed in the road.
Yep.
Well, no, I mean, let's see,
He's within eyesight,
Okay. Oh, we can see him.
you guys can see him. Jack can't see anything. He's like, guys, what's the matter? What's wrong?
Oh no.
So, like, you three can
Might
roll
wanna say
perception and you can
something.
theoretically see him. So
Alright.
go ahead and.
7.
Oh, I critted.
Oh, I critted.
Alright. Baylor, what did you get?
I got a 9.
Nine. Alright. So, let's see.
A 13.
So Leia and Balo just continue on. You guys continue on. Just you didn't notice anything weird, but all of a sudden, Eviana in her bear form kind of stands up. When she stands up as a brown bear, she's like much taller than everyone else, and she just gets this weird like prairie dog look on the road.
Prairie dog.
And then she's like, yeah. She's just her best, like, lassie dog leading someone to danger kind of.
Alright, let's.
Did Timmy fall down the well again?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to collect them, try to run to, so all of us, no more separating. Call, and then we're jogging along.
Do I understand what Bear Aviana wants me to do?
Okay, you want Eviana, you want
you
as a
do.
bear to try to nudge, like, kind of like sheepdog
pushing?
guide these sheep
Yeah.
up the
Oh, yeah.
mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put them under my bear wings.
So Bear Eviana starts moving up to you and just like kind of like shouldering you, like pushing you, like.
We're like, what?
Yeah.
Like going
We don't
away.
really
she's
know.
Okay,
like,
I just kind of
okay,
go. I
let's
go. Like,
yeah.
let's go get him. We go and get
Let's get
Timid,
on
and now
with
Timid
this.
is back with us. Done.
Okay, so you guys are going back up the path.
Yeah.
Vela doesn't want to go with the bear, but he convinces Eviana to give him a ride because that's what he really wants.
Yeah. True.
Ride the bear.
So you guys get up to the road. I want you all to roll a perception now, except for Timid, who's stuck face in the road.
21.
20. Unnatural 20.
I have 9.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know what my normal perception is because
Rolling
my
really high.
map is also negative.
Well, you can't see anything past 30 feet, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as you guys follow up the path, let's see, stone 2, travel north. The path climbs up on the last steep switchback towards the bare shoulder of rock. The hillside rises steeply on your right and drops off like the huge kind of edged cliff to your left. Is scattered of the last few hundred yards, and there's discarded water skins and bits of charred bone, splintered casks or kegs, and up ahead the path opens onto a wide ledge and then doubles back sharply. And there are 2 bestial humanoid creatures that are standing on watch on the ledge, and they appear inattentive and bored.
Okay.
And of course, right in front of you is Timmy.
Do I know all this? Did they explain this to me?
Yes, they described what I just read to you guys verbatim to you.
Perfect.
Am I up and active now that they're near me?
Hold on.
Yes.
Are the traps
Yes.
hidden?
Maybe we did
What?
that.
Are the traps well hidden? Do we know, like, would they just stumble, like, are the traps finished?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
guys created 3 deadly traps, and I was like, where do you want to put these on the map? I haven't heard that yet, but
Oh.
I'm assuming they're just sitting somewhere until they're put somewhere.
Well,
So
they're in the ditch.
they're in the ditch. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know if there's like a way I can draw on your screen. Yeah, but like in the ditch. Yeah, sure. That'll work. Good.
Okay.
Does that have a range?
What?
You drew them on the line, so I'm guessing if you're on the left or the right of that, they get hit.
So basically what I drew was kind of like a box with the dotted line in the front. The dotted line is like the entry part of the trench, and then those 3, are basically kind of, if you get in that 2x2 square region, that thing could theoretically go off, whatever it is.
Okay.
I think, okay, yeah, we don't really know what these traps are, but
That's good. Let's go kill these guys and like stir up some shit in there, and then get them to
Yeah,
follow
and
us
then,
back.
like, when you get close to the road, he, like, pops up. Like, he's like, finally, all this extra muscle strength of trying to get up worked, and now I'm free. I freed myself.
20
for what?
to get out.
Alright,
He slingshotted.
so I use the murder G and I go, are you ready to rumble? And I do it really freaking loud.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm making like really like monstrous sounds.
And I shoot one of the guards with a bow.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the other one, the opposite one, with my little hand
Here, wait,
crossbow.
before you guys shoot it, use the venom. I give you guys venom.
Oh yeah, we're gonna venom that
Alright.
stuff, and then we're gonna shoot this guard with the bow.
Both guards, venomed bow, go. That's 3
So
D4.
In the
Alright, can we
silence
just
of the
like
night.
hold up? So
It's too late. They're shooting.
no,
It's
no, I
not-
just want to understand what the
Arrows
whole
are
situation is right
streaking
now
from
before
your
we
party
end up like
members,
last
and you're like-
time where there are no orcs around.
21.
So, alright, so we're all on this path and we see 2 things that we're attacking. Yes?
Yes, so there are 2 orc guards grumbling and talking to each other. They didn't notice your party come up.
Okay.
And your fighters immediately pull out long-range weapons and start attacking the guards. That's where you are right now.
Okay, thanks.
Alright,
Okay.
21.
21.
For attack on the orc with the bow in the head.
And this is your poison damage for each one.
Yeah, this is my poison damage bow, big black longbow.
Right, that you picked up as you were pirates.
Oh, can I do my bow?
That I got
Do you
one
want to do
piece.
one of them?
Yeah.
1d6.
Are you guys coordinating the shot or what?
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely coordinating shot.
Okay, which one are you shooting?
Okay, so 21,
one.
and what was the other one?
So what? There's 2.
You can shoot it.
The left one.
Was there a second dice roll?
You're right.
Is that right?
What'd you get, Pharaoh? What'd you roll?
I got a 1.
Yeah, but you also have to roll your.
Roll the free game. Roll to attack. Roll your attack. Your attack was a 17, right?
17 on attack, yeah. Just
Okay,
for
so
the
you
attack.
got a
Plus your thing.
Oh, plus this? No, plus the d4. Okay.
No, plus this.
Oh.
So you rolled a hit.
Vampire.
20 then.
It's like we've
Sorry.
never done this before.
Okay. Your arrows strike true as you hit these 2 sentries. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. So that's the second part. That's where that comes in.
Sorry, guys.
All right, I
roll
rolled.
your poison.
Okay.
What's the poison damage on this?
3 of these. Here.
3d4.
Roll this.
All right. Well, 4.
How many
Holy
do you
shit! 4, 4, 2, 8. Damn. 16, 18 plus 5 is 23.
Why don't we do this more often?
I don't know. But, like, literally, I couldn't have rolled, well, could have rolled like 2 better.
I got a 13.
That's pretty good. Oh, and which one were you shooting at? The left or
The right.
And which one did you say you're
Stormy
shooting
was shooting the other
at? I
one.
thought you were shooting at.
No, Stormy was shooting the other.
I know. I thought
Well,
you
no,
were-
she was shooting the same one as Balo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll shoot it.
I've got 13 on the right one.
Now you add yourself.
8 plus
You're attacking with fire for your
5, so
bow.
13. Oh, sure, bow is 10. 10. And then 3d4.
Does 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
Okay.
Nuggets. Oh, well.
Alright, so, the first 2 arrows streaking from your party, they go and they fly, strike true, both guards take an arrow. One is like shot back and like is pinned to the stone wall behind him. The other starts coughing blood as the poison takes effect, starts coursing in. He lets out a guttural scream, and one orc falls dead and the other one is severely wounded. So, let's see. There's the penalty. Characters move around the corner. Okay, so, let's see. The attacker confronted by more than one character. One, they named them. That's great. One of them's already dead. He had a name, apparently.
What is your friend?
But, he calls out the one that's left, that's bleeding from this poison shot, cries out a warning in the area, and then attempts to flee as he limps off. Neviana's shot just grazes past him, just misses.
All right, I'm gonna shoot him again.
Can I shoot him with a firebolt?
Yes,
he's
as a
getting
reaction,
away?
I will let you go throw flame at him. So go ahead and roll an attack.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
Yeah.
Your flame hits the side of the mountain, disrupting some smaller pebbles that kind of cascade down, but leaving a nice scorch mark, nice burned stone, as the orc ducks out of view.
How far away is this
So,
thing?
so you guys were like 60 yards or so. I'm gonna say by this point, Jack, your bird is returned to you and relays a sense that there is a lot of random cooking pots and a kind of long shaft that is very rough. And there's some diffuse cooking smokes and some other random stuff. That's what the bird discovered in that room area.
Okay, cool. So I think we should draw all the orcs out with all this chaos, and then we should just like jump down the chimney.
Whatever.
Right? Like, so they all come out and they're all like freaking out. We kill a couple in the traps and we just run.
I'm down, but what if somebody slips and falls or something? You know that real box.
Well, then they suck.
Well, then that's. Well, I guess if somebody slips and falls.
Well, I don't know.
Whatever.
Okay.
Timot's in the front.
That happens, right?
Timot's got you, man. Timot doesn't roll bad.
Because Timot's a cheater.
Tim is big as dice.
Okay, cool. Is there? If my bird is back, can I try to huck a dart at this guy? I guess I don't know. There's no reason. I can't do anything.
The guy's out of view at this point, but
Okay, yeah.
you're back to your full your sensation, and you guys are on the road leading up towards this main entrance for the dungeon entry.
Okay, so I want to get all of the forces out of it. Like, so I want them to think something huge is coming, which is really stupid, but I'm going to do it because I think we can go down that shaft.
I like it. Let's kill them all.
It really commands the shaft.
That's right. And so I'm going to use the Murdergy, and I'm going to say, Orcs of the mountain, come and face us all! And your time is nigh, and it's just
I'm
really
gonna bang on my chest as Timmit would.
really thunderous. And then there's also this like war drum that's just like pulsing. And that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm
So
gonna stay
this
away.
scene where there's tons of sound. You've alerted this old dwarven stronghold as to your presence, and you're letting them all know of this huge force that's outside of this place. Okay.
Yeah, but at least they all get out of the thing, and then we can jump down the chimney.
I just hate how long it's
So,
taking for anything to happen.
at this point, you guys kind of stand around after all of that loud noise and thunder and drumming, and it gets really quiet.
Ah, shit.
Shit. I just walk inside.
Okay.
No,
So
you can't, because we have to come
towards the
after
front.
you.
You're gonna be garage.
Alright.
Wait, here,
let's-
knock him out.
Yeah,
Someone who can make him
I
sleep.
can't,
Why?
because his health is too high now.
Oh, when did that happen? What? What is a new development?
I've tried multiple times and I can't anymore.
We need to be able to sleep with you.
No, fine. I need 5
Alright.
days.
Do we have any, like,
See.
tranquilizer darts?
We have to throw some powder, right?
Oh, yeah, we can just freeze his ass.
Yeah.
I think we should just freeze his ass and then chuck him down the chimney.
What's your health?
He really wants us to go down this chimney, doesn't he?
Timid?
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to go.
Hey.
But hey, smash down the front door. That's definitely going to be more experience in the long run.
Alright. So, Timmy, as you come around the bend, I need you to roll a perception check for me.
Guys, okay.
All right,
So we
12.
freeze him, and check him
Well,
I
out.
just want something to
Okay,
happen because we've been here an hour and nothing has happened.
That's your perception?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see this kind of fortification, these strong walls. It goes it's carved out of the natural stone, but it's you can see it's been shaped, it's been directed, and there's very stark kind of castle-ish walls. There's 2 small flights of steps going down, but a large kind of reception area. So I'm going to put that on the board because it's what you see.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh wait, I can make him. When I level up, I'm gonna be able to make you smart.
Okay,
Which
so
will force you
you
to not
are
do
now
stupid
at the
shit.
path where you can actually see where the entrance is to this dwarven fortress, right? So you don't see any orcs, and you see these like there's no giant doors. Everything is this kind of stairwell in this area that leads upwards, and you're kind of at a height elevation, so you can you'd have to come down, and then there's some stairs going back up further into.
Let's go in.
I've got my bone scythe. I'm just going to start banging on stuff as I walk down the stairs and say, "Hey guys, it's fine. There's nothing here."
I'm right behind
All
you.
right.
I'll do it.
Yours.
Follow him.
So,
You have to follow it.
Commit, as you keep going down this road, and I don't hear anything about your party members moving at all.
We're
They're
No,
following.
I said I'm
We're
right
all
behind
following.
him.
It's stupid, but we're
Oh,
doing
you
it.
guys are following?
We can't.
Yeah, we're following. I'm quiet though. I want to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth real quick.
I'm gonna-
sticking near the sides. If there's anything to hide behind,
I'm going to scrape everything on the ground and just make tons of noise.
15.
You guys are making tons of noise, or at least
Well,
some of
I
you
am.
are. Some of you are doing a really
I
good
wanna
job
see
of
if there's
being
a way.
quiet.
I want to
Yeah.
see if there's a way to
About
make you quiet
5
here.
feet behind this guy who's being really good at getting loud.
We are survivalists.
So,
I'm going to
you
crit.
guys,
I'm getting loud. I'm going to roll until I crit. I'm getting loud. Oh.
alright. Tell me that the group and Tenet's loud banging is very successful at getting attentions. Black arrows start pouring out of slits in the side of the mountain
Damn it,
that you couldn't see before.
But do you see the arrows coming at you?
You do see the arrows coming at you, so let me roll some attacks here.
Brought the cat. The D&D.
Yes.
You can come see him. He's like 4 minutes away from here.
I need some.
I should bring him this.
Is he in the house?
Okay.
Man, you're gonna die.
So Leia, what's your armor class?
It's a bad question.
Yeah.
15.
15. You take an arrow to the shoulder.
No.
Damn.
Can we freeze Timid and just run away?
No, we can.
We could,
What?
yeah, we
Yes?
could, yeah, we
We're all
could.
linked with the
We're
coins.
not gonna kill
We
our
could
team
take his
members.
coin and kill him.
So Leia, you take 6
I
damage.
like Tim.
I take 6
Timid
damage.
too.
Alright. Jack, what's
I just like not being hit with an arrow more.
True.
And Viana, no, let's go with Bela, or let's go with the person in the front who's making the loud noise. Timid, what's your armor class?
I am danger sense.
I'm glad we took the
That's not the question he asked.
Yeah, we're in the back.
What's your armor class?
16.
16. Okay, like, I would assume that you knew that danger was coming because you were...
I know what to do. Okay.
Well, did I see the arrows fly at me or not?
It shows foot tracks. I'm not
That's-
That's the question. Did I see the arrows fly or not? If I didn't see them, then
No, I think they're behind something shooting.
I mean, there's a bunch of arrows flying at you, at your party as a whole. So, yeah, go ahead. You see danger. What are you going to... What does danger sense do?
all right, we're gonna roll with advantage to have a dexterity saving roll to get out of danger.
Okay.
All right, so there's 19 and 17, so 19.
Okay, so you tie but don't beat. So you wind up dodging, but you take an arrow in the thigh as you kind of dive out of the way. They were aiming at your torso, but you get hit for 7 damage.
All right.
So Timot's -7 on the hit, and then Soleil was -6 on her arrow. There was one other arrow that was shot at the giant bear, but that won't be able to beat your armor class. Because you have bear armor class, but I'm pretty sure that 5 won't do it. So the arrow strikes, and it like hits your large bear skull, and it kind of grazes off, and you're like, what was that?
I feel like someone
So you guys all have actions now. There's nothing really to attack, but like each of you, like you're basically in initiative. So I would.
So I
Are
just
they behind
remembered
walls?
my hellish rebuke
Your
thing.
arrow splits.
If I get damaged, the hellish rebuke is a reaction that they get damaged.
Okay. Hellish rebuke. What? Because you had a reaction with.
Well, let's just leave. I can't see anyone to
You have a
hit.
timer
Go ahead.
by the way.
So go ahead. Do your hellish rebuke.
Remember that?
Okay.
I gave you. The
So
thing I made.
it's they make a
The power shield
dexterity
click. We're both hiding
saving.
behind that shit right now.
Okay.
Which I don't know what they have to get. They have
Shoot through arrow slits.
um
Rage all you want.
Yeah, I don't really see a good way to get through here.
Let's just Hulk smash these slimes.
Go ahead, babe.
So-
Hope's on
Only
it.
Okay.
get full slants the slits.
So they have to
I'm
beat
imagining these are, like,
16.
above our heads, where like we
You
can't
have to
actually
be
get to
16.
them.
Okay.
Like this is kind of
They
what
roll
we're into.
an 8 plus
We can
Or-
point down and
or plus what?
shoot off some.
8 plus 1. They rolled a 9.
Okay, so that's 2d10 fire damage.
What?
So 10. So that's 11.
11. You hear screams and you see smoke like puff out of one of these arrow holes as a creature is starting to be caught on fire on the inside of this dwarven fortress.
Okay.
So is this, so we walked in and are they up on a ledge?
You guys are
Where the heck?
elevated,
I say we just
and
retreat.
then
We
you
light
see
the
your
mannequin.
wall.
Oh, so they're shooting up at us?
they're shooting kind of on level, but like you guys would have to descend to go into the entryway.
Is there
and
a
they have a
wall?
bunch of slits here.
Or is there a wall? Hold on. Is there a wall that we can throw things over, or is this like a sheer wall?
No,
and there's
it's like the mountain.
Okay, so it's a goddamn mountain. So there's no way.
Is there any way I could run through the mountain wall?
I've been quiet, so I wanna do stone
You
cutting
know
to
what?
see if I can get.
I would let you
into
try to
the
run into a mountain wall, but
ambush.
I'm that kind of guy, so you gotta be careful what you ask for.
Alright, what do you guys think? Should we try and smash our way through, or should
No,
we
no.
try and retreat and go through the chimney?
Okay.
And if they follow us, they can follow the traps.
You have thrown us into here, so wait. So you want to retreat and go through the chimney? Really?
Yeah, that was an option.
Okay.
Or I can smash through the wall.
Yeah, you're not smashed through the wall.
It's only a few slits, right?
Let's go
We
Santa
got 3
Claus
people
style.
we gotta kill.
Through the chimney.
Like, okay, so just pointing out, like, you guys, your movement, like, think about how many squares you can move a turn, right? What's your range? 30 feet?
30.
30. So if you use your action and your bonus action to run and then dash, you can move.
And there's
60.
slits.
Let's do
Like,
that.
So, like, you guys could, like, run, like, past this area, or you could run the other way.
Yeah, let's run past
No,
this.
you guys are bitches. You got us in here.
Or-
We're going through.
Or we're gonna smash down the walls.
No, we're not
It's a
smashing down
mountain.
the walls. We have to figure out a way to kill them on the
Literally a
other
mountain.
side.
Let's
There's
run
ways
it.
to
We
do
can
that.
run and dash, and then go to the chimney.
I have literally nothing that does that, but
I do. I have shit that we can do to mess that up. Okay, so how high are
I'm
the
gonna
ceilings?
run back.
No,
Well,
no, you don't get to say shit right now.
You have to
You
stay
put
with
us in here.
Wait a second.
You're done. Nope,
I
you're
can
done.
go places you guys have to follow.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we don't have to follow. You just die. Okay, so how high are the ceilings?
Call my
You
bluff.
are in open space. You're outside a mountain.
How in this area by the slots? How high up?
You guys have
That's what I
the
already
difference in
wanted.
height, the
You
difference
said
in
that.
elevation between you is like less than a story. It's like 10, 12 feet
No, I mean
difference.
the roof. How high is the roof?
Are you gonna drop the base?
Yeah, I'm dropping the base.
Okay, so, alright. This is like a mountain wall, right? Like, this is the mountain. Like, you guys are looking at the mountain, you guys are outside wanting to come into the mountain.
Oh, okay.
Like, literally, we gotta
Hard to
smash our way
describe.
through a stone.
We gotta get past this.
Yeah.
Let's just run past.
Run past them, Tyler. Come on.
Or we could go to the chimney.
Like, so far, okay, so far, as you look down, like, there are no big doors that are closed. It's just like this egress
Okay.
in the stairs. You could run it.
Yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
dash.
Let's
I
run
have a
it.
question.
You have a question. What's your question?
I'm going to propose something to speed this all up. We go to the chimney, we do a long rest, because we need to long rest, and then we jump down, and we do that in like 15 seconds.
No, I say we go to the chimney and go down no rest.
Like we retreat. Do you see my health? I am much lower than you guys to start with.
Stay in the back.
No, you don't get to do that anymore. Like, you already ran us into like people shooting us. Like, let's just go do a long rest by the chimney.
Help
Well, I
motion.
forgot that you guys had to follow me. It would have been fine.
They really do have to follow it. You guys have to stay together. Whatever you do,
Chimney.
stay
Okay, chimney
together.
long rest.
Chimney. Sure, whatever.
We're gonna do chimney long rest, Adam.
We retreat. We retreat.
I'm not going to rest though.
I'm just gonna sit there and
You sit there like I refuse to
And
rest.
you guys find, like, this is like midday, right? So it's very unnatural for you to like try to sleep in the middle of the day. Most of you guys are not used to this. Timmy is just like arms folded. He doesn't want to like go to bedtime.
I think
He's
you
a
could've
big
just gone
boy
covered
and he
one
does
of
not
them.
have to go to bed right now.
Because you have the.
Oh yeah.
Because when you click that, it doesn't move.
That'd be cool.
So we just go and you just cover the hole, and then we all pass, and then we just cover the hole.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
That'd been pretty sweet
Why are
actually.
you slapping me?
Anyway, so we're taking our long rest right now. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your hit dice as far as regaining health.
I'm blind, so it doesn't matter what time of the day it is.
No, but you can sense. You can sense. 30 feet of daylight.
30 feet of daylight.
Oh, it's a D20 for hit
I
dice?
need another beer because this is getting weird.
Okay, sorry, Adam. What are we rolling for?
So when you take a long rest,
Yeah.
and you're like kind of going out of combat to go back into combat, like normally when you take a rest, it's like the end of the adventure, and we imagine some amount of time has passed and you gain all your hit points back.
Yeah.
When we're like taking a long rest and we're still going, what you do is you roll hit dice, and you have on your sheet a like number for your hit dice, like what kind of hit dice you roll.
And that's to read.
No, I just have a number of maximum hit points because it's already calculated off of a dice
Okay,
roll.
so I will look this up for you.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Your class and your
I know that's the maximum, but that's not.
every
That's
time you
based
level up,
off-
your hit dice change.
That's based off of a
Page
class roll.
12 of the player's guide. It is.
I leveled
let's
up.
see, hit point maximums, building.
Yeah, you're leveling down.
Alright, I'm gonna take a long rest.
Really?
Are you guys done resting?
We're resting.
Then I'm gonna take a long rest.
I'm resting.
Roll long
This is
rest.
a milk trail. Like an hour.
Yeah, you need to like you blink and you're done. Yeah, I'm good.
Being in chapter 8 and adventuring. Okay, so this says go to chapter 8. This is
Do you know
present.
what the hit dice?
Um,
Have you worked that out yet? I don't know what my hit dice is.
Your hit dice. Just look up hit dice for level 3 warrior.
Resting 186. Okay, so a long rest is a period of extended downtime, at least 8 hours, during which a character sleeps for at least 6 and performs no more than 2 hours of light activity, such as reading, talking, eating, standing, or watch. So if the rest is interrupted by strenuous activity, at least 1 hour, the characters must begin the rest again to benefit from it. At the end of the long rest, the character regains all hit points, all lost hit points. The character also regains spent hit dice, up to a number of dice equal to half the total character's number of them. That's minimum 1 die.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, I thought that you only get some of the hit points back, but if you're taking a long rest, you get all your hit points back. And there are these things called hit dice that during the game, you don't have to take a rest. You can use some of them to gain health back in, like, while we're adventuring. Like, you're like, it's not a health potion, it's just this extra way of gaining some health so you can keep going.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
and you use it for short rests, which are 20 minutes. Okay.
Yes, so you guys are all back to full health. And you've killed 1 more orc, so compared to last adventure and now, you have 5 total that you've slain. And you are around this chimney, this long stonework, kind of this natural stone spike, and there's soft smoke diffusing out of it. Jack, you know that your parrot went in there, and it kind of skirted the areas, and there's fires, and then there was a bunch of pots and pans and stuff, and it was dark and smoky, and there's about 60, 80 feet of a long shaft. So,
Jump in.
Okay, so I lash a rope around a nearby rock. Is that secure?
yeah.
Okay. I have silk rope because I'm a sailor. Yar, I'm asking you, mate. And
How long is your silk rope?
well, it's 50 feet.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Count it.
You have 50 feet?
I have 50 feet of silk rope. All right, so I start to descend. I'm going first
Okay. So,
because I figure it'll be dark in there and I'll be able to see.
it is dark in there, but that doesn't bother you because blindness. Alright, so you guys are going through the chimney.
Can I stealthily descend?
I don't know, are you a rogue?
I'm as close as we've got.
Nope, he's not a rogue.
Not a rogue.
You're
So
a loud
you
bard.
try to be quiet, and maybe like, I don't know, you give one of your fellow party members your instrument.
Yeah. I put my instrument in my ring.
Okay.
You don't trust us.
That's as far as he can trust you guys. But
Yeah, I'm feeling a little hurt by that.
There's no guitar here to play.
What's that?
There's no guitar here to play.
Oh yeah, no good.
Under defenses, wait and watch. Okay, you guys are going through Port Cave. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. Okay. So there's an irregular, let's see, a large smoky fire crackles in the center of this room. Battered pots and kettles are stacked all over each other. You feel a distinct draft drawing the smoke up. So you're attempting to descend. The shaft is about 80 feet long. Its walls are irregular and rough, but a little bit slippery. So this requires anchoring a rope, which you've already done on the shaft. And I need you to make a strength DC check.
Not acrobatics or athletics?
Your strength.
Not athletics? Okay.
Your
18.
You pass with flying colors. It's a very low threshold with the rope, so you're fine. This a careful climber. You can easily avoid the fires on the way down. As you get down 50 feet or so with the rope from your party above, you start feeling a pain.
Alright, I'm going to start coming back down towards him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Timmy, you hop on that rope and you start sliding down. Go ahead and roll DC check, strength check.
Well, it's an 8.
It's an 8. You're fine. It's a rope. You're going down. It's a little slippery.
Oh, you
Slippery.
critical
No, but it's still an 8 technically. But it's
Wait.
still an 8.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard it. Yeah. No,
It's
it's
an
a critical fail.
8.
No. When you roll a 1, it's a 1.
It's a 1.
Plus the 7, it's an 8.
Oh man, I'm rolling 20s all day.
So, that's hilarious.
You should dodge
You should dodge him while you should dodge him while he falls past you on the rope.
Okay, so as Timmy starts
for nobody.
stepping down, like his weight, like that silk shouldn't be terrible, but it's weird. It's like he's a heavy guy. As he's coming down, the rope does not tear. The rope is fine, but it's really slick. And
Really slick.
Your chest starts to tighten from the pain. All of a sudden, that pain like quickly recedes, and then you
I have
this
blind
motion.
sense. I have blind sense.
You have this blind sense, and you sense something large falling at you at high speed.
I do a quick because can my legs span the shaft?
That sounds strange.
You know what I mean.
Put your hands
Yeah.
up. Don't do that.
Full split.
I hate that.
I just got done doing a pelvic exam, dude. This is a little too hot.
Oh, shit. So what happened to me? Did I die?
You're falling.
No,
You
no,
quickly
you're
slid down
falling.
the road.
You're falling.
Hold on.
But
Free,
he gets you falling.
Yeah.
falling.
So
Can my legs span it? Can I do this number on the thing?
All the way.
I can? Okay, so I'm gonna quickly, because I'm a freaking sailor, do one of those half like knots, where you just go boom like that, and you just tie it, and then I'm gonna span it. So it's just this.
You mean a
Bam.
bowling?
Yeah, one of those.
A ninja bowling?
I don't know.
Yeah, it soun's like a ninja bowling.
What,
Ninja bowling.
basically, I'm quickly tying a knot to stop this idiot, and then I'm gonna go like this. So I'm gonna do
If
that.
your
you
hands
do
are sliding
this.
down, it'll like stop you.
You do that number. Yeah. You grab the whip and you throw it through. That ties a bowling.
Yeah.
But okay. So you're going to create a knot so that as Timothy starts plummeting like a stone, he can grab somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. If a character check fails, the character must succeed on a DC strength saving throw or fall the rest of the way down the chimney. To make strength check again with advantage because of what Josh did with the rope.
18 and 22.
Okay. You managed to snag, and that knot catches, you catch it, and then, like, it just jerks your arm, like, suddenly, like, it dislocates your arm as you are hanging.
Oh yeah.
Now, no longer falling, and like, as you shift back, and you shift forwards, like your face gets really close to Jack's. Like you're just like
Are we gonna make out or something? I'm not feeling that. Okay, cool. So as he's splayed, I just pull I'm splayed with my legs. I take my ring and I pull out another thing of rope because I have 2 of them. And then I just kind of put my ring back on, and then I just tie another knot while I'm blankly staring into his eyes because I don't have eyes. And then I tie it, and then I start going the rest of the way down.
So your legs are spread. You're gonna take your arms away.
Well, because I have my legs.
You have what?
My legs.
You're only dealing with your legs?
Yeah, your legs are in there. You're gonna open your ring, right? That's what you said.
Well,
Yes.
do I think that I can't?
Just answer his question.
Do I think that I can't? Hold on. Let me ask you this.
Your legs are holding you.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's just like you're opening your ring.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna grab some rope.
Wait, but where's the rope in the
I hang them up on the wall.
Oh.
So they're right underneath they're just a bunch of ropes. And so then I can just reach in like that.
And then like there's a hook, and there's
Yeah.
just a rope.
Yeah, and then just some rope. So I just open it and I just grab the rope and then I put it back on my finger and then I lash it on and then I just go down.
Of course.
Because remember I spent the time organizing the ring.
Yes.
I spent like 2 hours organizing the ring. Okay.
Yes, you did. So at some point, I'm probably going to have you design that room for me so I can get a sense of where all this is because it seems really convenient. But let's go with it. So you tie the rope, you tie it to the other rope, and now you have 100 length, foot rope. So it goes all the way to the bottom. So
And I slide down, hoping there's a goblin to kill me at the bottom.
20.
What? Stop using those. That's why you get the ones.
You're using your
Oh,
20.
yeah, you're using your 20.
20 again.
It's all ones from here.
Yeah. We're all juiced
You're
out.
using them up for nothing.
Yeah, you're wasting them. Wasting.
9.
Okay. So, in the area of the shaft, anchoring the rope. All right.
Are we down?
Cavern so this cavern, Jack, this 30 odd feet cavern that you have right now is full of plunder from orc raids through the surrounding areas. There is foodstuffs and ale and blankets and tools and timber and pitch and nails and goods like that.
Oh, I opened up my ring and I just built a town.
Yeah, I want to check the tension on the rope and descend myself.
I don't even care about you guys anymore.
Well,
I'm
I'm
just
going to help you
building.
loot
Yeah,
stuff,
I'm gonna
okay?
go loot.
You
I'm
son
gonna
of
go
a
loot.
bitch.
You guys don't know what's there. You're at the top going, I thought that this was volcanic.
Next point here,
we got that.
Cassie, Soraya and Eviana. You guys are at the top. Balo said he's starting to descend his way down.
Yeah.
I need you to make a strength check, but you're gonna have to do it one-armed. So roll it again. So that's disadvantage. So lower the 2.
Alright, so we're going to roll 17.
Okay, so you're fine. You go with the other arm, and then you're basically like letting go and grabbing, letting go and grabbing, letting go and grabbing, and
Wow.
just make your way down. Balo follows down. Which one of you are next? Soraya, Eviana?
I rolled a 13.
So you're going down as well?
Oh, no, I'm a...
You guys can do it. It's silk rope, so it should be able to hold like 1,000 pounds.
Actually, I'll stay up. Okay,
then I guess I'll go next.
You're gonna
Okay,
die.
so-
Actually, I'll go down.
Yeah, you got
I'll go down because I might die.
You're going. I'll be up here at the top.
You can probably just change
Waiting.
Soraya, what did you roll?
I rolled a 7, but she's changed her mind, so that's why I was like, okay, fine, you're going first. But
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
No, I'm
It doesn't
serious.
trust us anymore. Oh no.
I don't
That's
cheat.
just funny.
Hello, I'm gonna go now.
Eviana,
It would have been an 8 if we
We got coins
calculated
that
it.
connect us.
Eviana, you're going down the rope next, yes?
Yeah. We're not
Okay.
This is
And
fun.
you're a bear.
Yeah, and I'm a bear.
This is good. You're a bear. Oh yeah. I
A
forgot
very
about
graceful,
Oh,
nimble
you should,
bear.
oh, wait, are you
Very
going to go down it?
stout, large, that's
That's what I want to
squeezing
say.
through
Can
there.
you actually, wait, why don't you just change back? You can do it as many times as you want.
Alright.
Why don't you just be a monkey?
Yeah, just be a monkey.
that. You should definitely be a monkey. Yeah. Fuck
I'm
yeah.
gonna be a monkey and down this rope. and I rolled a
Have
13.
have you seen a monkey?
Of course, she's a druid. Has she seen a monk?
Oh, you have to see one. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and a cat?
Wait, actually, did she see monkeys at the zoo thing? Remember the gladiator zoo thing?
You saw a falcon though, and you could fly.
Oh,
She can't
okay.
fly.
You also saw that weird
Fly.
chicken fly.
Look at that creepy
Chimera. I don't know if you can copy this.
Basilisk.
Oh.
I'm sure she's seen a
Calling
monkey.
it a chicken.
Oh, I've been.
It's a monkey.
I'll be a cat. Maybe a cat.
It's not like it's a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aviana, you turn your form into this small, live little cat, and you wrap your you wrap between the legs of Soraya, and you look up at her plaintively because you have no hands to grab the rope, and you hop on her shoulders as Soraya. Go ahead and roll DC Strength. It's a strength check. Go ahead and throw.
Chopper.
You can do anything you want.
11.
11. So you have a rope. It's just fine. The cat purrs as you descend into this smoky.
You're like in my horn.
Yes. Resting up, like scratching your horns. You know, like clawing
That's
a little bit.
hilarious.
Yeah, it kind of feels a little good actually.
Yeah, my tail's working around.
Alright.
Paper.
As you guys all get to the bottom, you see Jack grabbing timber and like random nails and some ale and some other things, just tossing it in the ring. You know, just like just massive pile of random stuff.
Is there cool shit?
Alright, let's go look for stuff to
I gave you
kill.
lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, let's
You
do
got the
that.
coolest stuff.
Oh, can I see if there's
You have-
magic
you
real
have more
quick?
than that. You just don't keep track of
Okay,
it.
yeah, so go ahead and roll for
keep track of the
Arcana.
things that I gave you.
16.
Okay, and repeat, you're
Because I
looking
didn't
for
think you
magical
kept track of
what?
it.
Magical items in the.
Magical, okay, I thought you were asking if there was any magical timber
Oh,
or
no.
ale or the other random foodstuffs. Okay, so you're looking for magical items, roll 16. You get the sense that the mountain towns and villages that are nearby have been plundered for like building supplies, and they weren't managed. The orcs haven't managed to snag anything as nice as a magical item.
I'll give it to you.
Alright, I'm gonna look for a way out and try and find my way to an orc sneakily to try and cut his ass.
Okay.
Nothing you got was magical.
All right. So timid. Let's see. What do we got?
20.
Damage. Can't take damage.
Adam, you're gonna have to give me a list of everything I put in my ring.
Okay, I will. But right now it's just a massive pile of random building supplies.
John.
That's awesome. He's a carpenter. At some point, he's gonna build us a castle.
Timid, you are looking for an exit from this location. Let's see. There's a feed, 15, check, anchoring. Okay, you anchored the ropes. Where are you now? You guys have like circumvented what I drew, which is great. I love it. You started going into like the dwarven fortress, and I'm laying up the map, and then you're like, retreat, and then we're going to the other way.
Retreat. That means he thought we could get through it.
I don't-
Very thing that you guys will do. All agree to go on another pirate sailing adventure, like leave the mountain, find an ocean.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Or parachute, yeah.
Of course, you'll leave Balo somewhere, you know, like an
Balo's
island.
just
Well, he's in the city somewhere. He's hanging out with Crow.
So,
Talking some people up.
Timid, you wind up finding hazardous stacks of crates, barrels, and sacks and bundles of that are crowding this long cavern. To the north, there's two finished stone passages, open to the east and the west. A narrower opening leading to the south, and in the southeast corner is an old well full of murky water.
Alright, we're gonna go north.
Oh, shit.
Okay, you're going north.
Yep. Nope, we're going north.
Alright, so
There's some good shit in that well, dude.
Yeah. Like
Hey,
Water.
north is just going up. We always gotta go up, man.
That's mountain water right there, dude. That's some good shit.
So, are you guys all traveling together as a group at this point?
Yes, yes we are. I'm deciding for the group.
Alkaline.
Alright, so the walls and the floor of this natural cave have been carefully smoothed, you can discern at least 4 routes leading off into the darkness. There are red coals from within the southeastern passage, and a wooden cage door closed off to the southern exit. The floor is covered with sleeping furs, crates, and stacks full of rubbish.
I can just live in this little thing.
Good. We're gonna keep going north.
Coals.
Found their living living
You're going to
quarters.
go north again. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta go up.
It's north.
Rex, you're looking for the orcs.
We just went down though.
Can't go up.
Yeah, that's the way out.
Went north, you go north.
Do we know where the sound portal is? Because that's the goal.
Oh yeah.
You don't know where the sound portal is currently. You come through a narrow passageway into another area where there's just strong. Okay, so there's the well. Okay, so you guys went north again. All right, so you're at a location that's kind of a large cave. You guys have been relatively quiet to this point. You can hear to your left a passageway where there's many orc voices talking to each other, a large group, and then to the right there's another passageway, and there isn't any sound coming from that one.
I already know which way you want to go.
Yep.
Let's stealth and try to take as many as we can out before we alert them.
Hey, do we have a knife?
We got lots of knives.
Oh yeah, let's take a knife and a movable rod, and we'll like just click it about neck level, and we're gonna like try and go to the doorway where like we think these orcs are gonna come out, and we're gonna just yell from that doorway. So I'm gonna go out.
So like the
pull-up bar.
Yeah. Or you.
My sword. I just click my sword and then just like.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Let's
Let's
do it
do
with
it
the
low.
sword.
and just, like, cut 'em
Oh,
out.
from the
so they don't
knees.
see it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a good idea.
Actually, hold on. We might be able to cast an illusion on one of these things. Wait, can anyone cast an illusion? She's a sorceress. Can she do illusion?
So we can make that shit invisible?
Yeah, and just have them all just come running out.
Druid craft.
Yeah, that'll work. That sounds
We
good.
can make things blossom.
Kind of
That's
you know,
close.
yeah, people would be like, "Whoa, what is that? A flower?" You know?
What is that, sharp flower?
We also have venom, and we can just start like.
Well, mine's the
You
sword.
stand next to me and like you do the disadvantage thing. Where
I'll only
like,
swing my axe down.
well,
on
no,
someone in
well,
front.
yeah, but we're gonna stand at the front of the door. I'm gonna be like in the front, raged, and then you like do your fighter stance next to me, so that way they attack with disadvantage if they do some sort of range shit.
All right, down.
Okay.
And then you click
This is so
My
cool.
sword.
you click the sword, so that way if they run through, then they're running through a sword with an immovable rod on it, and you burn the motherfuckers when they get there. And she does something awesome as a bear, or a spider,
Clearly a cat.
or she's just a spider and like.
Oh yeah, she could be a giant spider and just be on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, she can spin a web.
Yeah, she can just.
You're not taking advantage of your power, Sir. Celia?
That's me.
Evian, sorry.
I don't know why Anna doesn't turn enough. Like she could do so much. She could just be like, "I'm a wolf now, bitch," and just like run away.
She might forget because there's a lot of things that she could be.
We just like write it all down.
I think she could be a spider and just like crawl around on walls.
I'm a bear.
You're like,
Wait, what's
all
the
droids, we could just do it.
What? She's currently a cat. She's currently a
Well,
cat.
she's gonna be.
But I'm sure she will change.
She might be something cool. We'll see. Let's see what she does.
Or she can be a
Maybe a
big ass
whale.
whale that just fucks.
Did you say whale?
Well, there's actually a limit, like, so she can only level up to the animal's level. So right now she can only do level 1 things.
What is a whale? A level 1 thing?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Seems like
Is a rhino a level 1
A
thing?
mountain whale sounds like a really.
Is an elephant a
For
level
some
1?
reason, bear
probably
is.
is not.
I don't know why.
Remember that
Probably like
menagerie
level
place though?
7.
He was like, pick some animals that you can.
How about a
and it was, like,
minotaur?
Yeah.
A rhino. She did like a
Rhino.
Lion King thing, like a
got a rhino?
warthog, and like I don't remember what else.
She can be a rhino.
I was a young
I think
warthog.
so.
Yeah, like druids are like if they're creative and they do what they want to do, like they could just kind of do whatever they want and just destroy stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm a panther now, and I'm gonna kill everybody secretly. And your shield just slink in the shadows and just be like, and then I'd bite his neck.
A cave is a good place for a painting. Or it's a mountain. It's a kind of cave.
Okay.
I think a
So,
cave is a good place for a bull
She could be a bull.
or a rhino.
so you guys have discussed what your plans are as far as moving towards, away, or remaining stationary?
Okay, so this is the hallway. We're gonna need your shield. So you're gonna, because it's a pretty wide hallway.
Yeah.
So you put one shield up, click it, and
Yeah.
maybe there's some like rubble or whatever. We can like disguise the shield, and then we put my sword down at the bottom.
Okay. Let's do that. That's perfect.
Okay.
Adam's
Are you
so
going to
frustrated.
use your immovable rod?
So
Is
we've
this the kind of like,
I'm confused why we're doing this.
we're just
Like
narrowing
to
the
like to block the passage behind us, or what?
no to narrow the passage of them coming in.
So then as they come in, they have to
funneling-
run into a sword.
We're funneling
Okay.
them in. We're creating a functional funnel.
Okay.
So we're gonna
What I missed.
we're gonna hit a we're gonna hit a shield and kind of narrow off the entrance a little bit.
Did you know?
Constrict. Occlude.
Conceal, don't feel, don't let it show.
That's kind of what's going on with me and my like fire demon powers.
Okay, so are you ready,
You have
Adam?
a choice of what awesome
I was going to go grab something to be your barrier for your
Oh, yeah.
the immovable shield thing. Okay. What do we got here? I got punches and forks. Alright, I'm going to use this little die here to represent like your shield barrier. And you're going to disguise that. I need two of you to roll survival.
You're Adriana. You're +6 survival.
11.
I got a +4.
22.
So collectively, you managed to mask the presence of this kind of heavy, almost like breach shield, like SWAT team kind of shield with the movable rods. And which way are you facing it? Towards the loud sounds, to your like away from the camera, or towards the camera?
Towards the camera, I guess. Where? Yeah, like so.
Yeah, towards the sound.
Towards the sound, and then I click my sword like right around like ankle height. Because I want to basically take off people's feet as they run.
What if they step over it?
Are you sure you don't want to put that at eye height?
Let's go back. Knee.
Knee height. Wait, what did he say?
High height.
Eye height?
Yeah.
No, eye height. The
Eyeballs.
But they're all like weird different
take
sizes.
out people's eyes.
Let's go knee.
Eye height.
I think if you're running full speed.
Whatever happened to your eye fascination? Like poking people's eyes out.
Yeah, man. Stay true to your character. Come on.
I don't think I'm going to be able to poke anybody's eye out with a sword like this. But don't worry, I'll throw some stuff into people's eyes.
Close line up.
Yeah, clothesline.
I don't know how high it
But-
works. I'm going to go for the knee because it's just
Yeah.
safe.
And they're pretty standard orc height.
Yeah, okay. That's about.
So Jack,
Two shakes of Lambsdale.
this is going to represent your sword. Wait, where's the camera? There it is. That's going to represent your sword. I'm going to put that on the map.
Ooh. Okay. Cool. And so now we will. I say we step over the sword, I guess, and go try to. We don't know how far away these guys are, so the chances are that this is all stupid.
Just hear voices down the way.
Setting up our traps too soon.
But it's okay. Both of these have buttons. We can just click them and move them forward. So we click them and we move them forward down the hall.
Along with our
Okay.
rubble.
So are you staying put and trying to attract, or are you then going to leave that area?
We're moving the two objects down the hall, ready to click them when it seems it's necessary.
Okay. So, and then you're staying put, or are you moving?
We're just going down the hall towards the voices. I don't know why we're going towards the voices, but that's where we're going.
Maybe that's the sound portal. There's voices coming through it.
Yeah. There we go.
See, it's not stupid.
It's definitely
And beyond that, I have you as a cat right now.
Alright.
Are you still writing in my
Still a
phone?
cat?
Yeah, still a cat.
Alright. Alright. So you guys are moving towards the loud sound.
We're bringing the sword and the shield with us.
Oh, okay. So you didn't leave it in place.
We didn't leave it in place. We're going to click it when the time arises.
Okay.
Alright,
So,
let's savage. Let's go.
alright, so a short flight of stairs approaches. You approach a short flight of stairs on your left. So like basically we're sliding the hallway. You guys are moving that way.
Ooh.
Rough is with you, and you get to here, and there is stairs going down, and
The wall.
That's cool.
Stairs are going down.
Adam, great use of styrofoam. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on my environmental sets coming, but this works for now.
Yeah.
All right, we go in. Oddly, I'm leading the way, but I'm stealth. Can I roll for stealth?
Is that a thing you have?
What?
Stealth.
I'm actually very stealthy. I have +5 stealth.
Okay.
There's gonna be more.
Let me look something up. Yes, you can go ahead and roll for stealth.
Yeah, I made stealth one of my expertise. I'm proficient in
I'm gonna
stealth.
charge past him screaming.
Why are you doing this all the time? You're ruining everything. I freeze Stormy and put him in my ring. You know I can do that, right? I just freeze you. Put you in my ring.
So, let me play.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll follow you.
Yeah.
Jeez. You're just walking so slowly.
Yeah.
We're not walking slowly.
I'm a cat. I'm friggin'
You guys take all the fun out of it.
so fast. No catlet.
You're the one that wanted to retreat, and we actually wanted to go through the shooty area.
I don't think that was gonna work.
It was going to work. We had a shield. We
Okay.
just cover up
Can
the
we
stun thing.
continue?
Yeah.
Okay,
Stairs
so
are going down. That's where I was leading off.
Do you want to go upstairs or keep going down hallway?
Definitely.
Are the stairs going down or
We're
up?
gonna lose our hallway.
they're going slightly down. It's not a lot of stairs. It's just a little bit of stairs, and you can tell that there's like a room that they lead down into.
Are we going towards?
I'm an innocent little cat.
Are we going to towards the voices?
You hear it doesn't sound like a big clamor. You hear like a couple of voices rather than a huge whatever's like a large amount. And the stairway that you go through is much narrower than the hallway before. So if you use the shield and the sword, you would actually could theoretically close off this area.
Okay. So I'm gonna propose something, and it's a little abstract, but remember, this is Dungeons and Dragons full of magic. I say we all get into the ring and put the ring around her tail, and then she can just fucking do whatever she wants.
Okay.
But look at Adam's like scenery.
I'm just saying that no one, she'll be stealth as shit. We're all next to her, and then we can just go around and just meow, meow.
How do we get out of it?
Wait,
Whenever
hold
we
on.
want.
Can we open it from the inside?
It's on her
Because
tail.
I don't think
Yeah.
a cat could.
Yeah, where's the
I mean,
claw?
I guess you could
Can we
change
go
that.
run and try and kill something?
Yeah, okay, fine. I'm just saying that if the
I
need
like
arises later
I
on,
like the idea.
I think,
yeah.
I mean, two claws?
Why do we have brainstorming? It's good. It's clever.
I like the idea.
I like the idea.
I just want to kill.
The short flight
We
of
didn't have
stairs.
any many. Let's run towards the voices really fastly.
So, as you guys move down the stairs, you come to a large iron-bound door with a blood-stained human skull
No.
fixed to the center of the door with an iron spike.
Alright, let's knock on it. Boom, 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 boom.
Knock on the door. I'm going to allow the party to have a reaction.
I feel like
who's
grabbing the
knocking?
arm.
Oh yeah, I freeze him.
I go.
Yeah, we covered up with cat. It's just a cat.
Roll,
I'm not freezing him, I'm not freezing him. There's nothing I can do. We're all gonna die because
We're all jumping the ring really quickly.
Timid, roll a perception.
13.
13. You notice Eviana's cat character looks really cute, and as you're about to knock on the door, she's sitting there in front of you looking up plaintively like, pick me up, please. You pick up the cat and you start petting your druid until she purrs and falls asleep. And then you look at the door and you realize that all the other people in your party probably can't open this, but you can.
Oh no.
I open the door.
Okay. So, this door is not locked, but it's very heavy. What's your roll strength?
21.
21. You manage to force the door open. Beyond the door lies a small chamber covered in poorly cured animal hides and illuminated by smoky torches and bronze scones. The smell is indescribable. There is a monstrous creature about 10 feet in height, and he steps towards you with a massive axe in one hand and two huge wolves straining on chains close in the other hand.
Beautiful. I'm so happy. Yeah. Let's go back in the hallway.
Let's get him in a rescue.
Let's throw him back in the hallway. Let's use the trap hole.
As you open the door with the cat in your hand, you hear him yell, "You think you can challenge the great old thief?" And the creature says, "Vac thrag at them." And it drops the chains and the wolves spring forward.
Okay, I'm gonna cast suggestion on the left wolf.
On the left wolf.
On the left wolf. The left wolf is going to think, there's no way I'm going to let right wolf have all the fun. And he's going to be pissed as shit and eat and do everything he can to stop the other wolf from getting to us in time.
They're both coming at us, aren't they?
I know, and now they're going to fight each other to the death. And now I will have killed wolves. Well, you have us a shot by arrows.
Yes.
You should probably change into something other than a cat now.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Do we
the biggest thing.
want to jump the gun on that? She might be the only one living out there.
It could be like a
Well, if she's a
jaguar.
cat against wolves, she's gonna be
I
torn
could be one of
apart.
those creepy purple wolves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like,
Can you get
Or you could be the spider.
we have to climb on walls and like squirt people.
The spider's not a bad thing.
No.
Or a mole rat.
I was thinking mole rat this whole fucking time, man.
A mole rat?
Yeah, to destabilize the tunnels and like collapse shit.
It's a mole rat.
It's a druid mole rat though, so it's
Like a little rat?
Okay. I believe that's a creature that does not understand you.
Look up a picture.
It's not gonna work on these guys. They don't understand you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can't even cast it on them.
Can we draw?
Never mind. Like
Yeah, I mean, you. So Jack, you momentarily think as these wolves come barreling down on your party, wouldn't it be great if I could suggest the wolf to attack the other wolf, and then I could be the hero of the day? And you're like, oh, that would be great. Okay. All right. So
Why don't you suggest the orc thing, the big thing, to just kill his wolves because they're not obeying him and they're off their leashes?
He just told them.
he just told them to attack though.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the whole thing there. Can I just burn them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I'm just going to attack
Yeah, let's just attack.
the
Let's do
closest
it.
thing to me. Let's
For
kill.
initiative.
Kill.
You cannot use my sword or my shield. No, that's my shield. You have all the items.
I'm the support character.
This one's gonna.
Yeah, I've got all the. You got
So
all
I'm
my
raged.
shield.
I'm ready to go. I'm gonna do this. Let's roll for some initiative, right?
We're all for
Alright, we're doing it.
19!
Oh.
Damn it!
23 actually. Well, I critted.
Oh, what do you? Oh,
Alright.
I actually critted on the.
I'm 21. Does something happen when you crit on initiative?
16.
Do you get to like do it twice or
That
something?
is a good question for our dungeon master.
Boom. Yeah. Extra note.
Oh, he's gone. I think he gave up.
Sorry, Adam, we'll be good.
We'll be good. We really want to play. We're actually having fun now.
Have we ever critted on the initiative?
Okay.
No.
So I had to get wolves.
Oh, those are cool.
They're the same kind, even though one looks it's much bigger than the other. They're just two wolves. I didn't have wolves.
Do we not want to draw them into the traps?
It's
God.
That's a long draw.
So you know all the special things, your special moves?
No, not anymore. I forgot them. I read it a long time ago.
God, I really wish people knew what they could do because it would make things easier.
At level 4, I know there's something cool. But
Hey, I'm level 3. I'm invincible, guys.
Hey, at least you know what you can do. Okay, I'm totally stoked. You like.
It's not very much, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's true. You're using like
Mine's not really that much
mindset and like all sorts of
Let's
stuff.
go back
There's one
to initiative.
specialization where you have a
Tell me your initiative orders.
I critted.
So Timot's first.
I've got a 16.
I got a 19.
I got 19 also.
Hey, if I crit, do I get to go twice before anyone gets
Do
to
you have to
go?
add your thing?
No, you did not surprise this guy. But if you ever ambush or surprise attack, so like all that stuff where you're setting up traps,
Yeah.
you basically have one extra round before they get to start.
Wow.
That means we could just
Remember that
murder
shit that we were
everyone.
doing?
Can't you control the wolves with your wolf totem?
That is a good point, actually. They're wolves. They're like regular wolves.
Yeah.
I
What
just
did Andy roll?
What?
I rolled a 16.
16. Jack, what about you?
I rolled a 22 or 21.
Alright.
I'm last? Oh,
Tell me,
So,
hey,
Rose?
Had a higher one.
alright.
I rolled an 18
What are
plus
you
3.
doing?
Let me
I'm
know
gonna
Here.
put
when.
kind of Jack
Let me know when I'm
credit.
looking at you. Hey, look here. When am I looking at you? Now or now?
What? What am I looking
I
at?
want to look into the camera.
It's the one on the right. It's the right
It's
one.
this one.
That one's the camera. Am I pointing straight at you right now?
No,
You're
no,
slightly
it's
off.
the other one.
Slightly off. Now am I pointing at you?
Yeah, because look.
Okay, good.
Look at that. This is the camera story right here.
Okay,
This is
that's the
Skype.
one.
This is OBS.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
He's making love to the cat.
Why?
Don't worry.
it matters.
20.
There's method.
All
to
right.
madness.
So,
I
let's see.
have
The
this on my
wolves
phone if you
are
need to
dire
look at
wolves.
Stuff.
Mm-mm.
Do we have the music?
So,
We need
the
the
great,
music.
so Mr. Great Wolfie here is a fierce ogre who leads the orcs of the mountain. So
Oh.
somehow, I don't know how you did this because I was just following where you said you were going, left, north, up, right. You found the boss's room.
Straight to the point.
Anyone else in the entire place, even though you alerted all of them that you were there.
Oh no.
So,
We're the greatest.
We've been quiet though this whole time.
Okay.
so
The boss's room.
Let's do it. Let's go.
back to drag and takes a ready action. So, Ulfie's going to ready his action to attack when he has someone within his reach. Back and Thrag, the wolves are going to charge the first enemy who enters the room. So, let's see, what do we got here?
That's gonna be Timid.
With the
That means
cat.
Timid, yes.
That means Timid, right?
So,
Timid is gonna get raged up, right? He's already raged. Because I knew we were gonna walk in this room. Hey, and I'm gonna stare at this wolf right here. I'm gonna say, hey, look at me. Look me. I am the alpha now. You obey me. Kill him. And I'm gonna tell the wolf to turn around and attack
Never mind.
Big Joe Jack over here.
yeah, you're gonna intimidate the. You're gonna use your bonus action to speak wolf, or at least communicate alphaness with the wolf,
Exactly.
and then try to redirect its anger.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Let me look up my dire wolf stats and figure out if that's even a thing you can do.
I think that the wolf
Definitely
is
not.
like 8 feet
It's
tall.
definitely not something you can do.
Hey, I am definitely like
Not 8 feet tall.
barbarian, totem spirit, wolf, sort of like leader of the pack. I have like all of these bonuses, and they were wolves.
I mean, if anyone was
I'm-
going to be you.
I'm gonna out alpha them. That's what I'm gonna try.
Are you going to use your ability to attack? Like you are first in the initiative order. Are you using your action to try to animal handle this wolf into?
It's a bonus action.
So you're okay. So you're gonna go ahead, roll your animal handling.
All right, so we rolled
I watch this.
16 plus 4, 20.
Okay, so with the
You gotta watch that.
I'm watching this shit from now on. Keep going first.
Sorry, you need your own camera just on your
Yeah,
desk.
nobody's
So they're all recorded.
We'll do a 28.
Yeah.
Hey, Saba?
Alright, so as you try to intimidate this wolf, the wolf like pauses, turns its head slightly, and then just like drool starts emanating from its mouth. You get the sense that this thing is so hungry, and it's not currently listening to your claims of alpha.
We have food in our bags.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Let's get him some beef jerky.
We could distract him with food.
Oh, he's hungry? Yeah, we're just gonna take the beef
Remember we got beef from that chef.
and we're gonna toss it underneath the legs of big troll man over there, or big troll orc guy.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So that way they start tearing up the beef.
It's Griffin meat, so.
Griffin meat, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think that
pretty good.
a dire wolf, some griffin meat.
Yeah, that's shit he doesn't really get to see
That's
very
like
much.
gourmet right there.
Yeah.
And it was frozen, right, with the magic powder. So
That's
maybe
some filet mignon.
So, like, it's probably still good.
It's really
so it's probably still good.
But it's bleeding and oozing and stuff, and wolves love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Now, it's been a while since this thing's been butchered, right? You went through a door and another magic door and then camped for the night and then did another long rest, so...
So it's been 2 days, but it's like, I don't know.
But it's nice and stanky, you know? It's like,
I'm just not saying it's raw, you know?
yeah, it's stanky.
Alright, so the wolf on the left pauses and turns one of its two heads, but the other head bites
When do they have to
at the one head that turns, and both wolves re-attend you.
Alright, I'm tired of these guys. They're done. Let's great axe them, or great sword them.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
Let's do it. Alright, we're gonna roll 21.
A 21, okay? 21's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
I was afraid he was going to say 21 doesn't hit.
5, 6, 11, plus 6, 17, plus 2 is 19. 19.
19. Alright, so... Okay. Math.
Right?
Okay, so,
You're going to want to use that shield, just saying.
I'm not using
You might want to figure out what you can do, by the way, because we might.
Am I gonna kill him instantly?
Yeah, you're right. You got like
not
bonus
kill
actions
it
and stuff.
instantly.
Just look on your phone.
You flee a mighty blow into it,
Level 3.
and the you actually lop off one of the heads of this kind of two-headed monstrosity dire wolf.
Yeah.
What?
What's
Really?
up?
Yeah, he loved them.
He doesn't kill it, he beheads one of its two heads.
That's good though.
That is good.
Yeah,
That's a
there's
good
a lot
one.
of damage. So, Jack, you're up next.
I am up next. Haha. Okay. How close am I to the nearest wolf?
very far.
20 feet?
20 feet? Okay, I hand my ice powder to my bird and I say, go get eaten. And he says, damn it. And I hand it to him and it's okay, I summon him back. And so I barrel down and attempt to, like the bird tries to get eaten by the nearest, not the beheaded wolf, but the other wolf. And I'm going to try to have him devour the entire bag of ice powder.
Alright. So, the bird dives into the wolf and, like, screeches back and flaps its wings, and as it goes in for a bite, it, like, just dunks itself. It dives into the throat of this wolf.
And this thing had 3 uses, so I'm guessing 3 uses of ice powder should be enough to freeze him from the
What
inside.
what happens is this. As this thing closes its mouth on the bird, chomp, 1 hit point, poof, the thing disappears, your bird disappears, and all that's left is that bag that's sitting in the throat of the wolf. Immediately, it starts to shake and quiver, and the ice pack, like, the bag is like punctured, and these jets of like icicles just like pierce out through its neck. Okay, it does not look happy about that.
Oh, it's so loud.
It's still alive?
It's still alive.
Oh god. I'm guessing it did some damage? Did you calculate
Yeah,
it?
it's still alive, and there's a like icicle spear thing through its neck. It's unhappy. And its front portion of its neck, like there are parts that are like freezer burned and like weird crystals are kind of growing off of its neck.
Okay. Cool. Well, there you go, guys. There's that. And we're gonna have to go jerk off one of these weird wonder gores later to get more of it. Hey, I didn't make this up. Adam did. Adam made this up.
Yeah, we have the bait bag.
We're going on a side quest.
There will at some point I will be going on a side quest to go get some more fire powder or ice powder.
Okay.
That was one side quest.
That's a
This is an
weird
interesting
segment.
conversation.
Let's skip on that one.
You're probably gonna want to use this swirl thing. It's got a ring. I gave it to you. I promise you I gave it to you.
Did you get the swirl?
You want to know how I know? Because I wrote Balo on it, and I only read Balo when I hand it to you, and I talk to you.
What does it do? What does it do? Swirl?
It drowns people.
It drowns stuff.
I remember that because I wanted it, but I can't use it because I'm not a fighter.
Yeah, you're the only person in the party that can use
Arm
it.
guard. How do you use it?
It's like a whip made of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember that now.
Two-headed.
There you go.
Aviana, it's your turn next.
Alright, so I'm gonna use my bonus to power up into a bear because being a cat was fun, but. Okay,
And
so
you can remember you can do 3 attacks, I think. Or 2
yeah,
attacks.
2 attacks. I'm gonna roll a 17 for attack.
Okay, you roll a 17 and you manage to hit this very distracted icy wolf.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna do my multi-attack, so my bite and my claw. So for my bite, let's see, 1d8, so 8 damage for the bite.
So you rolled an 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
8, well, yeah, 4 plus 4. And then for my claw, I'm gonna do 2d6s. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. My bite was 12, and then my claw is gonna be 1, 5, 9. So 17 total damage points.
And you have 10-foot range. So you don't have
Yeah,
to
you
stand
managed to like partially pick up this wolf in like with a claw and like a bite as you like kind of toss it off to the side as you barrel into it. This little cat morphs into this giant bear and just bears down on this wolf, and then huge damage tosses it to the side. Okay, Solea, your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my scorching ray, which is the 3 rays of fire,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna target the
How much?
partially beheaded wolf.
Okay.
Okay, one head is gone.
37.
And I critted.
Yeah.
Okay. So here comes the fire. So, Solea, as your anger and frustration at
Adam's taking his jacket off.
attempt to go into this big giant mountain was stopped by arrows, and actually someone hit you with an arrow. And the last time that happened, a village burned down. And you don't remember exactly, it was a little fuzzy, like your memory on that, but no one attacks you like that. And your memories of this fuel this awful fire as you send your scorching rays into this wolf. So go ahead and roll your damage and double it.
Okay. So that's 20.
That's what?
20.
20. This wolf growls at you, takes a step forward, and you're like, don't you dare. And then all of a sudden it's like there's just this puff of wind, and it's ash. Like instantaneous fire. Like there's no like you guys don't sense any heat or light. It's just so sudden that like in a blink of an eye, there was a wolf, and now there's this like just smoke
Oh yeah.
off to the side.
All right, so I get to do that 2 more times.
Wait, why?
Because I get that
Oh.
scorching ray is 3 rays of fire.
What?
What?
Scorching Ray sends out 3 beams of fire, and she critted on that, so that was just 1 ray hitting a target.
Yeah.
You're leading the way from now on.
But
Yeah, you do the front.
I can't use it constantly.
You don't have to set up traps.
Alright, here's the next one. So now I'm targeting the other wolf. And so that is 24.
24, okay. So, where are you shooting that one?
At the other wolf.
Oh, at the other wolf? Okay,
The other wolf's dead, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
no, it's not. It's
It's
not
got
dead.
icicles sticking out of its throat, but it's still alive.
So, there was a big icicle stuck out of its throat. Then, a big old bear stepped up, bit and grabbed it and tossed it, and it's like up, and then this huge firebolt just out, and like this time it turns out a little bit weird. It's almost like your powers are like altering and changing. Like instead of this momentary flash where everyone missed it and there's just ash, this time there's this solid beam of fire that comes raging out of your gauntleted hand as a like fire beam goes, and the scorching ray is like just leaves a hole. There are paws that are still on the ground, but there's nothing above it, and they just kind of flop over.
Wow.
That's awesome.
You're killing everything.
And you still have one more.
What are those?
I have one more, yep. So now it's the big guy.
Okay.
Right for the fucking head.
And that's 12.
Okay. So 12 damage.
No, like 12 to hit.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. So what was the last roll?
Oh, so last one was to hit.
Oh, that was to hit it. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you hit it. So go ahead and roll damage for that.
Okay.
I thought that was the damage that you dealt.
No.
Well, let's just
But
hope-
it was 8 damage.
8 damage.
But
Okay.
then you multiply by 2.
No.
Oh,
Don't you?
yes. You
Each-
double your damage, right?
Why?
Because you crit
But each ray is a different d20 roll.
Oh, it's a different attack?
Technically.
Okay. No, okay, I got it.
So
So with
it's one spell that has 3 rays, but each one you see if it hits and then damage.
Oh, okay.
We've done this before, guys.
Sorry, I forgot. I don't remember. He didn't either.
But we're about to roast these guys.
That's fine.
Okay, so what happens in this case? So that beam, like so as you like completely incinerate the other thing, Soleil, your mind wanders and you're like, that was so dissatisfying. I really wish I could just shoot these beams of fire that then burn everything and everyone can see how cool it is. And then you like stop daydreaming and then you're like, oh right, I have to kill this thing. So you shoot your flame. It hits solidly. This thing has been woozy. It has bear marks, teeth marks, like a big ice javelin through its neck. And it looks over sideways at you very quickly, and then all of a sudden, it's on fire. And it's like, just slumps. Like, it has been suffered enough. With 8 damage, you've wiped out this second wolf.
Okay, so now the third ray. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 of them now?
Yeah.
I killed both wolves.
Cool.
So now, you rolled a what on that last one?
12 to hit.
12. Okay. Okay, so wait a second. That doesn't seem right. But if the okay. So yeah, you managed to hit. That's surprising. Go ahead and roll damage.
7.
7. Okay. With the 7, you look up at this massive ogre and his like snarling face as he kind of like, you see a slight tear out of the corner of his eyes as his pets have been demolished in front of him. He was really hoping to see you guys like sport with his pets, and now they're gone. The fireball hits the side of his face, and that tear immediately his expression goes to hatred as he bellows in pain as you burn his face. Okay, so it is now
Halo's turn, right?
it is the Great Wolfie's turn.
Oh, snap. At least we got 2 of
Alright.
those out of the way, right?
So after Emmett,
Did you
it's
go?
Emmett.
I haven't gone yet. I haven't gone. I don't think have I gone? No, I haven't gone.
Yeah, so his initiative order was higher than yours.
Oh, that's right. Forgot how it works. So you're after him.
Got it.
So when he attacks, he takes his giant great axe that he's armed with, and he's going to swing a big slashing hit at Timid, and that is 13 plus 6, so that's 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll hit, and it's slashing Timid, and you're raged, so this is going to be half, right?
Yep.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Only
I hope
20 damage.
So that's... I've never used one of those before. Okay. So...
Oh no. It's a 12.
It's not this one. With the million dice.
Well, we have our entire party to hit this guy once.
The damage.
Yeah, how much does he do?
He does 22, which you reduce by half.
Okay, so 11.
So don't get hit.
You take 11 damage.
My total hit points is 23.
Alright, so 11 damage. So I'm down to 27. Okay.
So 11?
I'm down to 27. That's alright.
You're gonna write down?
That put you down at twice.
Okay, so it is now Belo's turn.
Yes. Okay. Chain of undead on this motherfucker. I'm gonna lock him up.
Alright, so
I
that
wanna do
is
that.
a holding.
Should definitely do something that does damage to this guy.
We're just gonna point
Alright,
him.
kind of remember.
He's dangerous. That's why but he's only one of them at this point.
We're just gonna hold him down.
We need to definitely. Well, if it makes him roll with disadvantage. Yeah, it's a good idea.
So, Balo, do you have any information on
that
yourself?
could've killed
I'm trying to
someone
remember
else.
what it does.
My total hit
Oh,
points is
for
23.
the record, I actually, I just realized I didn't really take my turn. I just used my bonus action to hand my bird a bag of powder, but I'm just gonna say I did defensive action.
Okay.
Adam, I don't have information on like how to roll it. It's
Okay,
just, it's chained
so,
undead.
you got a spell. I think it was like Chilling Touch or something like that, maybe.
Chilling touch, yeah, that's what it was.
Want some of those?
Chilling.
Can I have Milky Way?
We should go get some candy.
And then I'm gonna have caramel all in my teeth.
I can't believe we killed 2 dire wolves in one round.
Yeah, you guys were carrying it up. Okay, yes. So that's I revamped your spell. It's Chill Touch if you're like looking up what it does.
Okay.
So range is 120 feet. It takes 1 action for casting time. Duration is 1 round. Your ghostly chains, like with manacles, like slave chains that you wore for so long in the Underdark, in these arena pits, float out of the ground and kind of curl up almost like snakes as they move and watch this giant ogre, and they just lash out and they start like trying to like grab him and restrain him. So make a ranged spell attack. So basically this is like a ranged attack for you, and we'll just call it your spell attack.
Now he's proficient at this one spell, right?
Yes, that's right.
Plus 2.
So I got
put
8
candy every time I talk? Is that- is that
18
what we got?
on the range attack.
Okay, so that's going to hit. So go ahead and roll 1d8, and that's necrotic damage. and this thing cannot regain hit points until the start of your next turn. So if it had a spell to pop,
Alright, does he get a movement?
Yeah, that's just an action, right? Do I get another move?
Yeah, you get to just move if you want to like move out of his way. Or...
Well, come move up by me. That way you can whack him on the next.
Yeah, that's what I'm definitely
Plus,
gonna
we get some
you-
advantage. I could also get advantage on when people are like standing next to me.
so yeah, the chains cling to the target, so if the target was to try to move, it would be like prevented, or it would be like it would have to make a strength saving, like it would have to roll out of it.
Okay.
do. Okay, cool. So I just rolled a 5, and then I'm gonna sidestep over towards Timmet and get ready to do a smash or real.
Okay, so smashing smasheroo, got it.
Yeah.
So,
Which is
all these books, 59, you did 8 damage, and that's 1, and you did 5 damage necrotic,
Yep. And
so that is, alright, so this thing, so you side saddle up next to Emmett.
Thanks.
Okay, so, let's see, it is Timot's turn.
That's right, it is. Tim is gonna go ahead and attack.
Okay.
He critted on the first roll too.
yeah, that's true.
He
Yeah.
doesn't doubt me. I crit quite regularly actually.
It's legit.
Alright,
His die is loaded.
roll your damage, double it.
Alright, I guess I'm attacking with this great sword and I'm raged and I have venom on it and all sorts of other stuff.
No, wait, you switched from the bone thing, the side, to the great sword?
No, I was using the great sword the whole time.
No, you're using the both side.
You were dragging the bones.
You're dragging the. Oh, you're just dragging it. You weren't using it though.
I thought I was using the great sword.
Oh, you kept it both.
Well, the last time I rolled for the great sword.
That's fine.
Okay, so for flavor text, basically when you picked it up again, it's like, you know, you really should really see somebody about that arm, and then you kill something with it, and then...
Nice. That's awesome.
Alright, 5. 1, so 6. Plus 6 times 2
24.
is 24 plus 2, because I'm raged, is going to be 26.
Okay, so split that out. It's only on rolls that you double, so it would be the attack roll, not the poison and the +2 for
Oh, I didn't roll poison. I forgot to do all that.
When did you poison?
What's the
Yeah,
poison?
when
on
did you
it?
poison it?
You poisoned
You
it.
poisoned your bow.
You poisoned your arrow.
Oh, it was just the arrow?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so there's no poison.
There's no poison.
Okay,
We might as well have her
Was that
turn
22?
this by
Alright, so
We should.
24.
Let's just possibly.
Hold on, so double,
Wait, no,
double
12.
your roll was 6, so double that, 12 plus 6, 18
18.
plus 2, 20.
20. Okay, so 20 plus 2 is 22.
Like
this?
As a group, you should move your fangs. No milking. Sorry, Adam, we were talking about milking her. Go ahead.
what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay.
22. 22 damage.
Alright, so this huge, like, swing as you bring the sword upwards, you manage to score a hit along this ogre's chest as he leans over you with this great axe, and you bring it up so he has this nice, like, cut across the length of his chest. Blood starts pouring out of this wound as he, again, like, refocuses and looks at you just with pure hatred. Okay, it's Jack's turn.
Good, hate me. Hate me because you ain't me, man.
Hate me because you ain't me. How far away is the ogre from me?
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay, so I
Yeah, the last
see.
time you asked, it was 15 feet, and you haven't moved, and he hasn't moved. 15 feet.
Oh, did I ask last time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta ask.
Yeah.
You'll notice that once he's like 5 feet, he'll be like, climb a tree.
Yes.
I go back out of the chimney.
I had triple advantage and I critted on the first roll.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's kind of weird.
You're weird.
Yeah, that was a really weird thing right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to cast Man, if I use Thunder Wave, I'd mess you guys up. That's bad. Alright, I'm gonna use. I really like Suggestion.
Well, what do you want to suggest he do?
I don't know.
Do.
I quickly
Cry
say.
for a dog in the corner.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
mean, yeah.
Nah, that's not
His
cool.
wolf.
I'm gonna use. Oh, there's just so many stupid things I can do. I know, right? Can I just? I'm gonna throw. I don't know if this thing will hurt him.
Have his eye.
Does the powder, the fire powder, hurt people?
It has sparks in
Wait,
it and stuff.
before, all you've seen of it was thrown at Sorlea, and it made like a coughing kind of like hard to see mess, and it looked like it was sparking. But Sorlea like seemed to walk out of that just fine.
Okay, yeah, but she's immune to stuff like that. So I'm just gonna suggest to it that like the only person here that matters is Timid. I'm gonna cast Suggestion, and they have to do Charisma saving throw against 17. So it has to do a Charisma save against 17.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what you want anyway. It's mono-y-mono. Is that what you want?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass.
Okay, so now he's just like, I'm suggesting to him that you're the only real threat here.
It rolled a 7, so yeah, it does not. All of a sudden, like it's like the blinders on a horse. It just like tunnel visions in on Timid, which was actually a really smart move because I was just reading up. Oh, this guy has a javelin. Ooh. And I was looking at the damage that javelin does, and I was watching you guys just a couple feet, a couple paces behind your fighters. Maybe one swipe you, but now he's focused on Timid. So that thought in the back of his mind is like, these guys look kind of squishy. Immediately goes, barbarian.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm a teddy bear.
Okay, Evian, it's your turn. There.
Squishy teddy bear.
I'm hard.
Your turn, everyone.
Alright, so I'm gonna do my boom bear multi attack once again. Let's see. 20. Unnatural.
Alright. Do your damage.
Alright. Shoot.
It's a 3.
Okay. 14 plus 3 plus 8 25.
25 damage?
Yeah.
Wait, you roll all of them?
Wow.
Plus each one is plus 4.
Oh, so that's for both strikes?
Yeah.
I think you have to roll.
Oh, okay. First the bite. So the bite was 12.
Okay. And then now you roll this again.
And then
You have to roll this.
oh, I do roll it again?
Yeah, because it's like 2 attacks.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so 12 for the bite. And then 11. Does that hit?
It does not hit.
Sorry.
As you go into bite, you reach back to claw him, and the angle's just a little awkward. And you're like, if I was a cat, I could probably have hit him with my claws and my teeth.
Yeah. Oh well.
You can't always be a cat and a bear.
Can't always be.
What?
So you sing
That's awesome.
It's a
Love
really
it.
good song.
Totally remake that song with that lyric.
Oh, that's a real song.
Cat and a bear.
You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need, right?
Yeah. Always be a cat and a bear.
But if you try something, you bite as a bear.
Hey, Drax Spider!
I'm surprised you're in the ceiling right now, the spider.
Alright, so, let's see. So, who's up next? Soraya! Oh, by the way, that kind of narrowed vision, that bloodlust, as he's looking at Timid, this bear bite comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Ah!" And then he looks around and he sees the rest of you. He's like, startled for a second, like, "Where did you guys come from?" But suggestion's broken by taking damage.
Oh
so.
shit! So now I
I
Just keep doing it.
I'll cast it again, guys.
Oh, it's not gonna matter because he's gonna take damage before he ever attacks
Yeah.
because of the order.
Yeah,
Unless
I forgot
everyone
about that
misses.
part. Good job, Adam. Knowing how my spells work.
The loopholes.
All right, let's just roast this guy.
Yeah, roasted toasted.
Keep toasting
Yeah.
the fish.
Yeah, do all 3 fired.
Okay, so I can use that once more until
Or do you have
like.
a chromatic orb?
That's what I was just looking at, but also all you guys are in front of me. So,
But he's 10 feet tall.
No, eat it.
Yeah, I'm gonna kneecap this
so
one.
what?
They could all eat it.
Good. So I was looking at, so I can use my sorcery points to protect you, but I only have 3 sorcery points, so I can only do that once.
Right. You
Until
don't want to
a long
protect
rest.
them.
Long rest.
Yeah, then do it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
worth it. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take a long rest in this cave.
Yeah, we're not gonna keep going looking.
What is he adding over here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's finish up over here, guys. Let's finish up over here, y'all.
All right, so
Oh, shit.
We need to figure out where Bear
We have that
Candace
trap
door.
still going, right?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
All right.
Yeah, we do, right?
You and me, we need to kill the guy in front of us. Cassie, you're with us. You two on the door. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So you 3 are taking out the troll, and
We're
us
finishing
2.
off the
Us
troll.
three
Okay.
will aim for troll. You two go for door.
Alright,
Okay.
well, I'm gonna save
With
my
all your
Scorching
tricks
Ray
and-
for if there are multiple opponents again, because that's always useful. I'm gonna send a Chromatic
Unless you got
Orb.
a shield, in which case,
I've got a shield,
Yeah.
in
but
which case we'll pull Eviana, and then you tag her in as you tag
we're
out.
gonna lose that advantage though.
That's a really good idea.
Don't you have an advantage with me, like side by
Alright,
side?
I'm
As long
gonna
as
send a
someone's
Chromatic
side by
Orb
side,
of
doesn't matter.
poison at him.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
You have 4.
And I guess,
Cerealia's too.
am I, so I'll like
She's too soft.
aim over Belo's head per usual.
Damage.
Why do you keep biting people?
But I'll
No.
use a, so can I come up like behind him and like, so then I'm not really gonna hit him, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
So
You
you
wanna
serve wisdom.
you wanna take a couple steps forward so that you have a better chance of not hitting anyone?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
That just
You
makes
want to
us-
move right behind Balo? Because on your left is a bear, right in front of you is Timid, who's taller than you, and
Yeah.
then to the right is Balo.
yeah, so I want to be behind Balo, because I want to shoot over his head.
So you go.
I'm okay with that.
So,
You need a retreat.
so then I shall
You can do
also
that, but I don't know if
use
you
one
want
of
a
my,
shield or
one
something.
sorcery point to protect Balo, because it's over his
Because
head,
I'm
but
gonna
I
have to
shouldn't
flip
hit
around
anyone
as
else
soon as
because
we
they're
do this
beside
and
me.
Come help you.
Right?
Do you know what your spell is described as far as it's like a cone, a ray?
It is a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy
Assuming
that
we
I
kill
hurl
this
at
guy,
my
we don't-
opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't hit anyone else. Okay, so
Alright, so
Is there a way
that's
we
a
can
20,
tell?
like critical.
Nice.
okay,
Classy.
so your orb that you developed, it's
Okay,
like
he's gotta
it
be
appears out of nothing as this kind of black abyss vacuum, and all of a sudden it flicks on with like a flame, but that flame is green, and then it starts like the flame like dies out suddenly, and now it's this dripping green floating orb, and you just chuck it. Where are you aiming at this 10 feet tall ogre?
Right at his face.
Oh,
Right at his
Okay.
face. Okay,
I have an
so
idea, but we
go
have to
ahead
not
and roll
attack
your double.
Oh no, we just dealt with the ogre. Don't worry about the ogre.
Alright, so
3d8 times 2. Oh my goodness.
so that's 28.
28.
Massively.
The ogre like lunges backwards, grabbing its face, and where it's grabbing, it's just like sizzling his hands as he screams, draws his hands away, and you see like massive ogre's skull as the scream starts turning into a gurgle as he like leans kind of like backwards.
Whoa.
Okay, I say quick, close the gate. Because I think you're stronger than them, and you could close the gate on the upcoming, or at least narrow the gate. So they can,
What gate?
the gate that we opened to get in.
There was a door. There was a door that was strength check that Timmy opened. It had a skull in it.
Yeah.
That's the door he's talking about.
Well, do we want to narrow that door so that only one can come through at a time?
So,
Yeah,
let's see.
that's what I'm
Stairs.
And then we can put your. So basically, so this is what I'm thinking.
Okay,
You're short.
but is the big ogre dead before we turn and run and try and do all this?
It really sounds like it is.
You might have noticed I didn't say he died.
That's what I thought.
So his skull is visible, but he's not dead.
Alright,
Smash through that.
Timot's gonna go do some Timot shit on this guy.
Okay, well, order.
Timot break order, because it's Timot.
The ogre gets one more shot out.
Yeah, ogre, yeah.
And then it's Halo, then it's Timid.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, nugget.
Let's kill this guy and turn around.
Should have like one.
He's gonna throw a javelin and kill one of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Especially after that orb.
Yeah. I'm gonna die
Oh,
today.
no. Wait, okay, this is why it's so important that you know your stuff. Because if you have a shield, you have reactions.
No.
and you can take
Look
damage.
where he is. Look where he is.
Archetype.
Look where he is, right there.
Yeah.
That's me. He's sitting next to me. So he's got protection on everyone in there.
He's 10 feet
The
tall.
only one he can attack without protection is this one.
But he's 10 feet tall.
No, yeah, I'm going to switch over
But
to
he can
pulls
do
out
his
the
defensive
javelin.
stance right here.
He's going to, like, he's 10 feet tall, so he's going to
He's
throw
got a
over you, like,
javelin,
right at,
He's got a javelin.
So
But
you need to figure out.
he's got his
Specific
defensive
archetype,
stance.
So that
Doesn't matter,
one
he's
of
short.
them
I
is
just
Ooh,
threw an
right.
orb over his head. He can
Oh.
throw a
the
javelin back
dragon
over his
face
head.
down is locked down, it's protected.
It's just simpler. There's a bunch of them.
Alright, just say what happens. Let's get this over with.
There's like a shitload of them. Okay.
Okay, so the 12 hit.
No.
No, okay. The javelin, this thing's like eye, like melts as it aims and throws this javelin, and it crosses like within like a hair's breadth of you, and it just jams into the ground, like chunk into the stone.
That javelin's
I'm guessing this is a big javelin.
I'm gonna need that javelin.
Alright, Bailey, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna bring my bludgeoning hammer down on his fucking skull that's exposed.
Okay?
So, yeah.
So, I'm gonna say you use a bonus action to like,
Vault into, like, where I can.
get basically like kind of push him into it, like leaning forward so you can reach up to his head.
Yeah. Or is he down on a knee? Like, I could just, like, bounce off his knee and just, like, come down on his head.
So yeah, I'm gonna say you
Gives you like a boost.
look at his knee and you see an angle that you basically will launch yourself up and slightly back and away from him, but you think you can like time it to just smash him right in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Go
Okay,
ahead and
so
roll an attack on that.
roll an attack. Alright. I got a 6 plus. I got 11.
11. Okay, as you push off of his knee, you reach and your dwarf arm just as you go flying back, you land one square back and you actually knock into Serlea and you both scoot back a square.
Okay, at least we didn't like fall
Do I
down.
get to do I no damage? Damn it! All right.
No, he missed.
So Balo, roll a dexterity for me.
Dexterity.
Yeah, you want to land on your feet rather than prone.
Okay.
He like warming it up.
I have a 13.
A 13. You manage to like just land on your feet, and this ogre takes a backhanded great axe swipe to you as a reaction for moving one square back. And that's not going to break your armor class, so it just misses as you lean back into Serlea.
Nice.
Timid, you're up.
Attack! Boom! Kill this motherfucker! 24! And, well, I can actually roll to see if I crit. Well, there's
Okay,
a
go ahead, roll damage.
28, or Yeah, I don't crit, so I'm pretty sure I hit though.
Yeah, you hit. Go ahead, roll it.
Alright. All the numbers. 4, 6, 10, plus 6, plus 18.
18. Alright, how do you do it?
How I want to do this?
Do it.
Alright.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna run up this guy. He's like a big, stout dude, right?
Yeah, he's 10 tall, big, heavyweight dude.
Alright, we're gonna run up him and we're gonna take our sword and we're gonna shove it straight down through the top of his head. Like, straight down, and like I'm gonna jump and drop my body weight in it so it sinks in deeper, and hopefully I land straight into his face and I just yell at him. Through the top of his head.
And your
Oh,
sword
way to go.
comes out in his neck. You start screaming into this skull with one eye melted off and gone. The ears are long, been dissolved, and just looking at you as you've been like twist the blade, pull it out, and collapses as you land on him, basically like, kind of surfboard style, riding his body
Damn.
to the ground.
Surfboard style.
Take that, big, tall bitch.
That's right. Yeah, big tall bitch.
Alright, so at that point, we're going to stop this session with a bunch of orcs rushing in. You guys just managed to kill the orc leader, assassination style.
Woo! Assassin's Creed.
Nice.
Alright.
I'll tell you.
Alright,
No,
so
no.
when we meet back again, we'll be in this room, and then start with the next threat that's coming up.
Alright, cool. We picked up at the end. That was
Awesome.
really good. I like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so,
Awesome.
yeah,
Alright.
Thank you, Adam.
Good murder.
See ya.
Alright, talk to you later.
Happy nights. Happy murdering.
Good work, Stormy.
Happy
Yeah, that was really
I think that was my favorite kill
Yeah.
for a while.
You just